Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
And here we go on a Friday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer Mark the Shark. And would you look at that, General? We have made our way to a Friday. Last one here in the month of May. What's going on, man? Good to talk to you.
Oh, it's great to talk to you, Beamer. Excited about life, excited about being here, excited about Friday, the final day in May.
Whew, how about that? Summer's almost here. Should be the start of summer.
Summer is here to me. I mean,
should be the start of summer this week with the Memorial Tournament kicking things off.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not until next week. But Memorial Day weekend's kind of the unofficial start of summer, so we're not quite to the solstice yet, Beam, but we're pretty close.
Absolutely, man. And the funny part is, we get through this week, and obviously the Memorial Tournament has its long history with battles with weather. I think we could say that nicely. The weather this week
this would have been a nice 2 days to have it.
It would have been a really nice 2 days to have it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday was as good as you can draw up. And then today is going to be pretty good, too. I mean, high of 78. It's like 50 degrees out right now.
Oh,
nice,
gorgeous.
cool morning.
It's like California, Beam.
It's going to be beautiful out later today. It's going to be nice tomorrow. You're going to have to navigate some raindrops on Sunday, but that's okay. It says AM rain here on the forecast. Next week, the weather outlook, thunderstorms on Thursday, fine on Friday, showers on Saturday, showers on Sunday. I mean, I know that could obviously change very rapidly.
It's a long time away, Beam.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
But as
I can still remember.
As we're walking to the park yesterday, I'm like, man, what a great day it would have been to be out at the Village.
Yeah. Been nice sitting out there. The thing is, Beam, we had to wear definitely sleeves.
Of course.
In the morning, which I feel like last year we had to do that too. It's kind of chilly out there.
Mm-hmm.
But, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't like... Friday looks good. Thursday maybe a little bumpy in the afternoon. But we'll see. It's a long way away.
Oh, yeah. We don't know what's going to happen. All 4 days could be beautiful. All 4 days could be absolute garbage.
I hope they're not the garbage variety.
Mm-hmm, me too.
I enjoy the nicer weather, Beam.
How was your Thursday, man? Pretty good?
Yeah, it was good. Productive. I laid probably about 5.5 yards of mulch. Probably got another 2.5 to go. Yeah, so.
You got the majority of it done.
Yeah, it took about 4 hours just slugging that stuff around in the cart, getting it down. But I got the whole front yard done. Most of the side, I got a little bit of the back left to do. My hands stink, even though I wore gloves, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Then went to the pool, hung out for a little bit after I was just sitting there tired. And I wanted to go to bed early, and then we got back from the pool, and I told the boys that we'd watch Black Hawk Down, and I thought that was more along the lines of 2 hours. I think it was more like 2.5.
Ooh.
Started it, a little bit, about 8:15, 8:20.
Okay.
Got over about 11. It was like 10:50, but very good. Gosh, I forgot some of the different actors that were in there, but it was really good.
I haven't seen it in a while. I haven't seen it in a long time.
It came out in 99.
Did it really?
99. When did it come out?
Oh, come on. There's no way that came out.
I think maybe 2001.
2001. Still, 23 years old.
Yeah, and I told the kids, it's my boy, it's a true story.
Yeah.
That's maybe we'll get an American Sniper in here. We were soldiers. They just crush through all the true stories of some of these different military battles. It's Memorial Day week, Beam.
I didn't remember that Ridley Scott did it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was one of his first big ones. Yeah, 2001, Beam.
Tom Hardy, Ewan McGregor. Yeah, Orlando Bloom. It's been years since I
thought that was Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy in it. Gosh, I forgot about that.
Jeremy Piven.
Josh Hartnett. Jeremy Piven. Yeah, he's one of the chopper pilots. Tom Sizemore's the colonel in there.
Mm-hmm.
That is Orlando Bloom.
It's a hell of a cast.
Yeah, that is remarkable. Gosh, he didn't. He had a little beard. Didn't look like Legolas to me.
Well, he didn't have the ears either.
And the blonde hair.
Yeah. For sure. I'm glad you had a good Thursday, man. I did too. It was a pretty low-key day. over at the house. It was nice. We spent the majority of it outside, just walking around, avoiding William eating mulch. So that was pretty good.
I got plenty. I got some piles in the house.
Well, we just
He
mulch
wants
too.
to come over and have some bites.
If he eats his way through our yard, we'll send him over to your house. It'll be a tag team. We'll have Theo chase those rabbits, and then we'll have William eat some extra mulch if you need to get it out of your hands. We got a power-packed show for you here this morning. Crew with possibly their biggest game in organization history down in Pachuca tomorrow evening. We're going to check in.
Can you say probably? I think it's minus the probably.
Yeah, it's the biggest game. It's the biggest game that they've ever played. Play-by-play man Chris Doran of your Columbus Crew. He's going to join the program coming up here at 6:35. It is a Friday, and it's of the freaky variety. A little snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. AJ's going to join us at 7:35. Austin's going to join us at 8:35. So a little Uno reverse card, and then sandwiched right in between those guys, outgoing athletic director for the Buckeyes, Gene Smith. He's going to join the program. We're going to ask him all about how Shark can navigate the last year of retirement while still being productive.
That's assuming Shark wants to be productive.
Correct. So Gene Smith's going to join us at 8:05. We got a massive show here for you on this Friday. But before we get into anything else, it is Friday, the last day of May 2024. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Bob, what do you got lined up for us this morning, buddy?
Oh, boy. Oh, goodness. It is Friday, May 31st, the final day in the month of May. 152nd day of the year, 264 days remaining in this 2024. This date's 1790. The U.S. enacts its first copyright statute, the Copyright Act of 1790, going to give protection to some of those original thoughts and content that you're going to have here within the United States of America, Beam. So how about that? This date, 1839, the clock tower at the House of Parliament, otherwise known as Big Ben, begins keeping time. Fairly big deal across the pond. 1879, William Henry Vanderbilt changes the name of Gilmore Garden. You know what he changed the name to, Shark?
He changed it to the Biltmore Estate.
That's not right.
I didn't say it was.
I don't know, Bob.
MSG, sir, Madison Square Garden.
All right, nice.
Yeah, so Gilmore Garden, formerly then Madison Square Garden, the name that it resides with today. This day, 1909, the NAACP meets for the first time, starting their creation. This day, 1911, the RMS Titanic is launched from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Gonna have a icy ending, Beam.
It's not going to be good in a couple of days.
No, like 10 months.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
that's
just
right.
Yeah, it went off in the
I'm
winter.
trying to think of the date that the Titanic went down.
We went over it.
April 12th?
I think it was
Okay.
April 12th.
All
There
right.
you go.
Well, they still got a few good months
Oh,
left.
yeah. This date, 1961. I didn't even realize this, Shark. Jimi Hendrix enlists in the Army as a 3-year member of the Screaming Eagles fighting squad. A year later, he broke his ankle during a parachute jump and was honorably discharged.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't realize Jimi Hendrix served in the Army. I didn't realize he was enlisted as well. 1967, A.J. Foyt wins the Indy 500. And then on this date, 1971, Memorial Day occurs and moves formally to Monday in May by the Monday Holiday Act, which I think they started aggregating all the holidays on Mondays as opposed to having a float, pair them up with a weekend and everybody's a winner. And then finally on this date, 2008, the world record in the 100 meters was broken by Usain Bolt with a time of 9.72.
Finally, a clean start. Will it be a historic 100 meters? Usain Bolt has a step. Usain Bolt blowing away the field. Usain Bolt takes the men's 100 meters. It's a new world record. 9.71.
9.71. We have to wait on the wind. If this wind is legal, that is the fastest any human has ever covered 100 meters. And the wind is good. Usain Bolt
So 9.72, he then broke that record subsequently at least once, maybe twice.
Oh, yeah. The following year, I think it's now at 9.58. Yeah.
5.8. Oh, yeah, he broke it by. I mean, horses can't break a second over a mile and a quarter, I think, a Derby. And you got Usain Bolt breaking this thing over his lifetime by tenths of seconds, which is crazy, a tenth and a half.
I mean, the fact that he ran the 100 meters in 9.58, the 200 in 19.9, and then the 400 in 45.2. Jeez.
Cooking, man.
Yeah.
Cooking pretty fast. Some birthdays today. Walt Whitman, the father of free verse, born on this date, 1819. Norman Vincent Peale, born on this date, 1898. Shark, do you know what he's famous for?
Norman Vincent Peale is an author.
And what did he write?
I don't know.
The Power of Positive Thinking, Shark. There you go. His most famous work. Oh, goodness. We had a plethora to choose from our guy right here, turning 94 years old today. Clint Eastwood from Dirty Harry.
I know what you're thinking, punk. You're thinking, did he fire 6 shots or only 5? Now, to tell you the truth, I forgot myself in all this excitement. But being this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and will blow your head clean off, you've got to ask yourself the question, do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Guess he had one more round in that chamber, Shark.
Yes, he did.
To be fair to the other guy, he did tell him what he was going to do.
Yeah, he gave him fair warning.
He did.
We already played it when Susie Culver's birthday, but our guy, Joe Namath, turning 81 today. I mean, I almost wanted you to play it again, Shark, but it's so
kiss
good.
you.
Well, he did. He did. He didn't want to talk about the Jets. He wanted to talk about Susie. There on the sideline. But Joe turning 81 today. Tom Berenger. You didn't get anything from Tom Berenger, Shark?
No,
Jake Taylor?
Boy, I tried for about a half an hour, and there just wasn't really anything juicy in there. There was a lot of
Win the whole darn thing?
the whole effing thing, Bob.
Oh, gosh,
I
yeah.
couldn't play that. Wouldn't be appropriate for this hour of the day.
You could have got something from the dinner party.
But
I mean,
even that was, a minute and a half of the manager talking and other guys, and then he said, and Berenger's part is like 7 seconds.
he's the main character.
No, not in that speech he wasn't.
Yeah, but in the movie he is.
I couldn't find any good cuts for him. There was his game-winning hit bunt single down the first baseline, but that had music and
there's no
slow
audio.
motion running.
Yeah, there's no audio to it, unfortunately. I mean, him and Ricky Vaughn hanging out.
Oh, no, him and Rene Russo.
That would have been even
special.
better.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tom Berenger, care to take a stab at how old he is?
Oh, man, I remember him in The Big Chill.
He's in Platoon.
40-some years ago.
He's
He was
great in Platoon.
His face is all mangled. He's got to be 70.
75.
Wow.
Tom Berenger, Platoon, Sergeant Barnes. You smoke this crap to get away from reality, escape reality, Shark. I am reality.
He was a bad guy.
No, he was.
Yeah.
He was just a functional soldier in Vietnam.
He did bad things, though.
He did what he had to do. You go watch Black Hawk Down, and you'll realize you do what you have to do to get out of there. Some other birthdays today: Daryl DMC McDaniels, better known as Run DMC. Shark, a part of that. Turning 60 today. Brooke Shields turning 59. No Kenny Lofton either, by the way, Shark. I gave you two great Indians opportunities today.
I give you 3 sound bites every morning. You give me like 8 names. I can only pick 3, Bob.
And I gave you 2 guys that are involved with the tribe. Your team, apparently. Kenny Lofton turning 57. I mean, you'll barely be around next time he turns 58, Shark. Hopefully it doesn't hit on a weekend, or you may never get to celebrate it again. Colin Farrell turning 48 as well. And Jordy Nelson turning 39. Some passings today. Jack Dempsey, the former heavyweight champion of the world, passing away in 1983. And Gene Stapleton passing away in 2013. Edith Bunker off All in the Family.
Do you think that the work I do here in the house, the cooking and the washing and the cleaning and the shopping, is worth $1 a week?
About.
$1 a week for 52 weeks comes to $52 a year.
Well, that's close, yeah.
And we've been married 30 years, right? $1,560, which you owe me.
There we go. One of the classics. Some holidays observances today. It is European Neighbors Day, Autonomous Vehicle Day. That doesn't sound very good. Yeah, it sounds like if you want to die. National Macaroon Day, National Meditation Day, Save Your Hearing Day, National Smile Day. How about that? And World Patriot Day. And those are historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, May 31st, the final day in May, the 152nd day of the year, and 264 days remaining in this 2024.
Good job on that, General. As always, is there nothing sacred in college sports anymore? That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, we're seeing light to moderate traffic as you make your way southbound to 71 from Polaris Parkway 270, about an 11-minute drive there this morning. No major delays to report. Moving along close to posted speeds eastbound 670 from 70 to 270, about a 10-minute drive there this morning. I'm Alan Schley for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Now at UDF, buy 3 everyday favorites with UDrive Plus to quickly stack an extra 20 cents in gas savings. That includes snacks like Fritos and Doritos, candy like M&M's and Reese's, and ice cream like ours. UDF, made for you. Specially marked products with an opted-in UDrive account.
Save big money when you update your home's exterior at Menards. LP Smart Side is a pre-finished, engineered siding that comes with a 50-year product warranty and 15-year Sherwin-Williams factory finish paint warranty. Save big on LP Smart Side products when you shop at Menards. Available in 13 timeless color options. Visit Menards.com to view our weekly flyer and check out all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here, and my friends at RCD RV are blazing a trail in the RV industry. RCD now has 5 stores in Ohio to serve you with the best brands, new and pre-owned RVs for every budget. Your summer vacation will be one to remember when you skip the smog and spend your nights under the stars. The beautiful night sky, making those memories with the whole family. They're going to cherish it forever. Visit them at any of their 3 locations in Central Ohio and 5 in the Buckeye State, or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
Spring. It's a season full of new life and new opportunities to celebrate. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. From weddings and anniversaries to new babies and graduations, plus everything in between, there's no better place to discover the perfect gift for every occasion than the Diamond Cellar. As a true jeweler, we not only curate the finest selection of luxury jewelry from world-class designers, but we can also create something truly one-of-a-kind just for you. Visit the Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road or Easton Town Center.
The Fan is your home for the Dallas Cowboys.
No, we're not. You can't say that. Take 2.
The Fan is your home of the Buckeyes. Yes, that's right. Same thing, but more playoff success. Now give Big Voice Guy another brandy. Thank you. The Fan.
Billiards Plus has everything for the master griller in your house. Come to their showroom, open the lid, and feel the difference in their grills. Professional top quality equipment at great prices with a huge selection ready to go home with you. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
This offer is only available at Reichert Ford. 0% financing for 72 months on every 2023 Ford F-150 in stock. Take advantage of Reichert's rate before it's too late. Lock in your 0% rate and take a new truck home today. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com.
See dealer for details. N6324.
Exclusively at Reichert Ford. 0% for 72 months is now available on every new 23 F-150 in stock. Hundreds of trucks at ReichertFord.com. We're dealing.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING. Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine out there today, high 76. Tonight, dropping down to the low to mid 50s. Heading into your Saturday, expect increasing clouds with highs around 80. Looks like we'll have rain coming in Saturday night going into Sunday. That's a look at your latest forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Just a couple of dudes being guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up here in our next segment around 6:35, play-by-play man of your Columbus Crew, Chris Doran. He's going to join the program. Crew down in Mexico tomorrow evening, 9:15 kickoff against Pachuca. 8,000 feet elevation. Well, how long it takes your body to get actually acclimated to that? It's got to be multiple weeks, I feel like.
Oh, I don't know about that. Probably 3 or 4 days if you work out at it and you're getting rest.
I guess these guys are supreme athletes.
Yeah, I would say that's a great question. How long does it take you to adjust to altitude? I'm guessing it's probably 5 to 7 days.
3 to 5 days.
Yeah. So not crazy.
Acclimatization.
It's really more the smog that you've got to get used to in Mexico City.
They're a couple hours north of Mexico City, so I feel like they'll be all right.
Yeah, they don't. It's not like the cauldron that Mexico City is, where you just sit in there. And it's not just the altitude, it's the lack of air quality as well.
Yeah, for sure, man. So Chris Doran, he's going to join the program coming up here at 6:35, preview all things for the Crew. What does it mean? What could it mean for them? And how big of a game this is. Again, that's tomorrow at 9:15. I don't know how you feel about this, but it doesn't surprise me greatly. Was reading this from Ross Dellinger of Yahoo Sports, does a great job. He's been down there, SEC Media Days going on and everything, or not Media Days, I guess it's SEC Spring Meetings.
Spring Meetings.
Just talk about kind of the future of the conference. And Greg Sankey had some interesting comments. The coaches are going to bat for walk-ons, which we'll get to a little bit later on here in the program. But I'll read this from Ross to you. Outside the Hilton Sandestin, a beach resort where the Southeastern Conference historically holds its annual conference meetings, the league logo illuminates the hotel's exterior in the dark of the night.
I love illumination.
This week, it is the SEC Hilton Sandestin, or the Hilton Sandestin, presented by the SEC. It is fitting soon, perhaps, in this very conference, sponsorships will be expanded to fields and even player jerseys.
Really?
Within the NCAA's governance structure, officials are seriously considering legislative changes to permit schools to display corporate logos on their football fields, while more debate is expected within the next month at the NCAA Playing Rules Oversight Committee. Administrators expect a resolution that will open the door for on-field sponsorships and perhaps eventually corporate patches on the jerseys.
Fly Emirates?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think about that, Shark? If we can get a Fly Emirates on the Ohio State jersey.
Aramco?
No, I don't want that, Bob. Let's make it local. Let's make it.
How about the PIF?
Sponsored
by the PIF.
What about just sponsored by Live? That's the same thing. You just have a Live golf patch on
I
there.
like that.
What can we do locally here? What's White Castle? We'll have White Castle patches on Ohio.
Nationwide's local, right?
Nationwide?
Can you do
Huntington?
The Ohio State Medical Center? Can you do the James? Because that's like a different corporate entity, isn't it?
Here's the irony of this. So this is where athletics, and I've had some conversations over there, and hopefully they get this under control. So
it's a mess.
The speaking of like these sponsorships, so like everybody, OSU Med, they're the official sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's pictures of Ohio State athletes all over the James and OSU Med and everything like that. And they charge full boat for everything to the athletic department. There's no breaks given on anything as far as that. And like players have a right to second opinions and they can go wherever they want. And the conversation's been had. If you don't start giving us breaks on this stuff, we'll tell the guys like, well, we have good doctors, and they do. There's good doctors at other places as well. And wait till you see someone else maybe go to Ortho One or someone like that, and then they're in a commercial there now.
Yeah.
So either you're going to start paying us for the right to utilize, because everybody loves football. They love to be able to use it and utilize it at the university, but nobody wants to pay for it. They want to bring their athletes there for visits. They want to promote it and use it to raise money for other endeavors, because everybody loves to go to the football games and everybody loves to be associated with it, but nobody loves to pay for it. Now with this stuff, you know what? If you're willing to sell it and other people are willing to pay for it, I'm interested to see how that's going to work.
I am too. I'm also just kind of disgusted by it. I mean, I know. Listen, I like soccer.
The Morning Juice could be a sponsor.
Of course, that's right. We'll just have our faces on the Buckeye jersey, our cartoon faces. That would be sweet.
I'm sure we could afford that.
We are the number one show in the market.
Yeah,
Shark.
we are, Shark. We just charge it to winning. It's actually, I was talking to Cody, our big boss. It's coming out of your retirement.
Yeah.
You already knew that this was going to happen.
It's
coming out of your
170 retirements.
That's going to be, yeah, you're right. I do wonder because traditionally, right, I mean, soccer jerseys have always had the patch on it. The NFL.
Fly Emirates, bean.
The NFL is working, they don't have the patch now, correct? But they do have them on like their practice jerseys, I think. Like golf, the big sponsorship has always been the hat. Like the hat sponsorship is the most valuable. I think Tiger's like Nike deal or whatever, however much that was, like Titleist pays a load in hats. I'm just wondering what a potential jersey sponsorship would cost at Ohio State. I mean, you're talking about millions and millions.
Maybe instead of Buckeye leaves, you have those little White Castle burgers on there, Shark.
Little sliders.
Little sliders on there.
That sounds great.
Yeah, why not? Maybe a little Huntington patch on there.
I'm not a fan. I am not a fan. The Guardians wear a Marathon oil patch on their uniforms. Yeah. It's stupid. It's ugly.
At least
I understand why.
That's an Ohio company.
It's an Ohio company, and it's also a blue and red patch.
The Cavs wear
matches the uniform. Yeah, they were when LeBron was there because he's from Akron.
Yeah.
Every court and ice and outfield wall is littered with ads now. I would like to keep the uniform pristine, but that's not going to happen.
Well, the weird part,
the uniform went to hell when they took the gray off the sleeves.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want to throw some trash on it now, I mean, that's going to be fine.
I don't want to look like NASCAR, where you've got 12 different patches.
Get ready for it, buddy.
I know.
I mean, it's going to happen.
Not
Imagine Ryan Day wearing a Nationwide hat on the sideline.
instead of a Buckeye hat, instead of the Ohio State logo or the Block O. Yeah.
Absolutely. Puts on his shirt, puts on another shirt for the post-game press conference.
Alex hopped in the YouTube chat. He said, sponsored by Homage. You just had like the red H on there. Like that wouldn't be too bad. That's a pretty good idea. I don't know if Homage has the Brinks truck ability to be able to afford that. I don't know. They had LeBron a few years ago, like wearing their T-shirts every day, like the Undertaker T-shirts. So I imagine that they do. But just prepare yourselves that might be a situation in which you'll see corporate logos on the Buckeyes jerseys and everywhere else too around college football. Crew with a massive game coming up here tomorrow against Pachuca. Play-by-play man of your Columbus Crew, Chris Dorn. He's going to join us. We'll preview it with him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, we're moving along post to posted speeds as you travel southbound 315 from 270 to 70, about a 10-minute drive there this morning. We're looking good eastbound US 33 from Post Road to 270 with no major delays to report. I'm Alan Schley for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors, voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And you've heard me talk a lot about how treating low testosterone can improve your sleep, your workouts, your energy levels, and more. But today I want to talk to you about your sex drive, because low testosterone can have a significant impact on your desire for intimacy. It can even be a factor in erectile dysfunction. And if you're in a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship, a low sex drive could really be a problem. The good news is that if you're like most guys, treating your low testosterone could really change the way you feel about sex, giving you back the flame and desire that is so important when you love someone. So if you're feeling sluggish and tired, if you're not sleeping well, if your workouts aren't that great, and most of all, if your sex drive is more like a putt, make an appointment at Tri-State Men's Health and have your testosterone levels checked. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
My guys at Germain Lexus are getting ready for the Memorial. What they do every single year is let the golfers drive around in beautiful Lexuses for the week. Then they take those cars and sell them to you. You could be driving Rory's car. The Germain all-month-long celebration's going on right now. You can get great deals like this one. 2024 RX 350, 36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $49.99 down, $519 a month. I just picked up my brand new RX 350 a few weeks ago. It is plush. Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
O'Reilly. Eliminate carbon and varnish deposits with Lucas Fuel Treatment at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Simply add it to your tank at your next fill-up. A clean fuel system can increase performance and fuel economy. Right now, get 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Treatment for just $9 and get 2 times O Rewards points. In-store only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Common Man and T-Bone are known for many things. And while great radio ain't one of them, shoving food down their gullets is their specialty. Join Man and Bone for Fat Boy Food Tip.
Live at 3 or on the podcast.
Your home for fat. The Fan.
What's wrong with Rick? He's kind of spacey.
That's Rick's identical twin, Scott. He's not used to answering to Rick.
What's going on?
Rick asked me to keep it secret, but he asked his twin to cover his shift so he could go to Diamonds Direct to shop.
But this is a jewelry store.
Exactly. But the prices and selection are so much better at Diamonds Direct. Rick doesn't want the boss to get suspicious, so Scott's here in case the boss sees Rick at Diamonds Direct.
But that would mean that the boss is at Diamonds Direct too.
Yeah, we have a lot of secrets.
You never know who you'll run into at Diamonds Direct. With unbeatable direct importer prices, the highest quality diamonds, the most sought-after designer rings, the best customer service, the strongest guarantees in the industry, it's just a no-brainer.
You think if Scott had a mustache, he'd look like me?
Go where everyone goes. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple of weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
If you can find a show that's closer to Buckeye football, it would be hosted by Ryan Day. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Here's Long here, little Friday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up here in our next hour at this point, again, let's set your table for the day. It's a Freaky Friday, and this happens, I don't know, Bob, 2-3 times a year?
Whenever Austin goes back to Texas.
When he goes to Texas, he visits his folks. His folks usually, they retired to Texas Originally, he's from Wyoming. Coming up at 7:35, AJ Hawk is going to join us. All right, so it's already a Freaky Friday because Age usually rounds out the program with us at 8:35. He's going to join us at 7:35. Austin Ward is going to join us at 8:35, and then outgoing athletics director Gene Smith is going to join us at 8:05. Nice. You think Gene's got a lot to do today on his plate?
Yeah, so he's going to be done. I thought he was done at the end of May. He's actually done at the end of June, so he's got a month left. So he's, probably in full-on senioritis mode right now. Catch up with him, see what he wants to kind of get done in the last month here, and what his plans look like moving forward.
Absolutely, man. Super excited about that. So July 1st is his last day then?
June 28th, I think, is what it is.
All right, so he's got 4 weeks left to go.
Yeah, depending on how that falls. Yeah, June 28th, so 4 weeks left. Yeah, because July 1st is a Monday.
Okay.
So June 28th is a Friday.
It's going to be like Shark here next year at this point.
Yeah. I mean, so you can get some tips, Sharky.
About how to navigate that. It's going to be terrific.
Yeah. I mean, what's going on over there, you think?
I don't know what's going on. I know Chris is up. He's talking on the phone.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he always gets up early in the morning. We'll see what happens with him. Maybe he can join us a little bit later on. It is a rather
Is he
large
down in
game.
Mexico already?
He's not. He's not down there. How do you think Murph's flight is going right now?
He doesn't know. Probably landing somewhere on his connection that he didn't know about.
You say he left at like 5 o'clock this morning out of Cleveland, I think.
That's what he said.
Yeah, probably going to go down to Houston. I don't know what's going to happen. I just am I'm almost to the point with this crew game coming up where I don't even want to let myself think about it. I don't even want to get there until tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
So it's a 9:15
kick.
9:15 kick.
Yeah.
So that's going to go till probably what?
11:15 if it goes the full 90.
Okay.
If you go to extra time and then penalties, I mean, you're looking at like a midnight.
That's a robust.
It's a Saturday night at least.
It is.
It's not like a Wednesday,
Thursday. About the game, by the way, what are the odds on this?
I don't know the actual odds. I would feel okay about it. I mean, the latest CONCACAF club rankings, the Crew are number 1, Pachuca is number 2. So I mean, it's the best two teams, and the way that you can listen to this on Bone and Beam United, by the way. T-Bone and I just recorded our podcast on Wednesday earlier this week. And the way that he has described, I'm not a big Liga MX guy. I don't really follow that league. I know the big dogs. I know Monterrey and I know Guadalajara and Chivas and those guys like Tigres. But Pachuca is not a team that I'm very familiar with. And so the way that I understand it is all those other teams get the most heralded stuff. They have the biggest payroll and they have all these income and big players. Pachuca is sort of like the Crew, where they maybe don't have the biggest payroll. They don't have maybe the most glitzy of players, but they win. They win a lot. That's the way that I've understood the way that Pachuca is
Where did you go to get that research, Beam?
T-Bone.
Where did T-Bone find that out?
God knows.
Can you watch La Liga? Where do you view that?
Well, La Liga is the Spanish league. Liga MX is the Mexican league.
Okay.
I think it's on
Telemundo?
It is on Telemundo. There's a lot of games on Telemundo, which I find myself watching a decent amount of.
Is that on? Can you get that on YouTube?
Yeah,
TV?
it's on the YouTube.
Telemundo. I mean, I never thought I'd be watching that other than for the.
Well, you don't have to watch. So the game.
I enjoy watching for their news broadcasts. They're far more entertaining than ours.
I want to say the game, Bob, tomorrow is on Fox. It's on. I think it's on.
What
Big
if I
Fox.
want the Spanish broadcast?
Then it'll be on Telemundo.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for here, Beam.
Let's see what the TV situation is. It's either on Fox Sports or on Big Fox. FS1. It's on FS1 tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. 9:15 FS1. Super excited about that. I don't know what's going on with Chris. I think he's up, but I'm not sure if our phone lines are down. Hopefully we can kind of get that figured out and moving here as we move forward. So we were talking about the uniform situation and how logos are perhaps going to be sold.
What's your favorite logo to put on the uniform?
OnlyFans would be good. I think that would be solid. Yeah. Maybe a Lion's Den ad. That would be pretty good too. But here was another situation that developed at SEC. I want to keep saying media days, but spring meetings.
Spring meetings. We don't do that in the Big Ten.
No, we don't.
It'd be nice if they had a nice. Now that we have the West Los Angeles, why don't they have the spring meetings in Los Angeles?
That sounds great, doesn't it?
Yeah, do it like Beverly Hills.
How much do you think Austin would be pumped about that?
Austin hates all this stuff because he hates going and talking to people. But it's a great opportunity to get all these different coaches and get them on the record and listen to them talk, get the ADs and everything. Like my guy Jacob Hester's over there right now. and he does all this stuff. I told him, I need to go down there sometime. It sounds tremendous.
Does sound
good.
good.
All these big dinners and stuff at Steakhouse. You get to find out what's going on in the league. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Said 2 out of the 3 SEC administrative meetings here in Florida Panhandle. Questions loom about the future college sports model. Will football rosters be reduced to 85 players? How will a school distribute revenue amid Title IX requirements? And what entity will be responsible for enforcing the revenue sharing cap? They're all
that's
great,
another good point.
They're all great questions.
Who's going to enforce the cap that was arbitrarily placed out there?
I mean, is that going to be Ross's job? Are they going to have to hire some staff to hey, 50% goes here, 50% goes there. Inside of that 50, 90 goes here, 10 goes here.
Oh, you can allocate however you want on the inside, but what he's saying is it's like a salary cap in football.
Mm-hmm.
In any pro sport, who's going to determine that you're not going what outside entity is going to determine that you're not going over and exceeding that? That's the question. Are you going to submit this to people? Is there any type of auditing that's done? How is that all going to work? That, I think, is really more the question. And then I think everybody's looking for some guidance on the Title IX stuff of how that applies to this.
And I think that could be the biggest mess of the entire thing.
It's going to be a disaster.
I'm just wondering, too, about these corporate sponsorships that are going to come down, on the field or, on the jerseys of the teams. Will the Ohio State Athletic Department have one corporate sponsor that will be on all of its jerseys, or will it be individually sold off to different corporate sponsors depending on the jersey?
It depends on how much people are willing to pay, Beam. I mean, I'm sure that they would be willing to do.
So you think everything will be a la carte?
It depends if someone wants to buy all of it. Versus if you just want to buy football, then okay, then we'll sell you football for this amount, and we'll start working on what other sports want to sell their stuff. And maybe those dollars then are directly allocated to the players within those teams. I don't know how that's going to work.
God, that's a great point, too. You're selling jersey sponsorships. They're buying my jersey. I'm the player. Where's my redirect off of that?
Yeah. So there's a lot of interesting little caveats that are going to come with that of how it's going to work. That's what I'm saying. You're in an unparalleled time where you have no idea of anything to compare this to.
It is also going to look weird, too, without just the Big Ten logo on the field. If you get a Safe Light logo or whatever, name your company.
Safe Light, also another Columbus-based company.
Yeah, for sure.
So there you go. I mean, it'll be fun to kind of see where this goes. And
I don't know about fun.
Fun for us.
Yeah, you're right.
Entertaining. Give us some fodder of things to talk about. We just burned 2 segments on it, Beam.
Of course we did. Hey, the team for Hard Knocks was revealed yesterday, and it's going to stink. We'll do that in Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, we're seeing light to moderate traffic as you make your way north on 71 from 72 Polaris Parkway. About a 12-minute drive there with no major delays to report. We're looking good as you travel eastbound, 670 from 70 to 270 with a 10-minute drive there. Moving along there close to posted speeds. I'm Alan Schley for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and I work for Meijer. People always ask, why do I shop there? It's because I can get great quality and value in one stop. Like this week's hottest deals on locally grown asparagus and select cuts of pork. Plus, I can earn 50 points per gallon of gas pumped at any Meijer Express through June 1st with M-Perks. Meijer has all I need in just one stop, and the same low Meijer prices in-store and online. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
The Columbus Gun Show at the Ohio Expo Center this weekend. Everything you need for the shooting sports and self-defense. Saturday 9 to 5, Sunday 9 to 4. Coupon and more info at cegunshows.com.
Bobby Carpenter here for Affinity Whole Health, the leader in the testosterone and hormone replacement therapy game. And weight loss too, that's right. Affinity offers semaglutide injections for weight loss in addition to their testosterone treatments so you can lose weight and build muscle. They customize a plan directly for you. They added peptides to my TRT. They've added semaglutide with my friend's testosterone, and the results are amazing. They're pumped about summertime and pool season, so check them out at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
New 2024. Up to 72 months Aria. Up to 36 months Rogue. And 6/3/24.
Reichert Nissan has an announcement to make. 0% financing is now available for up to 72 months. Take a Reichert Nissan Aria home today and pay 0% for 72 months. But that's not all. Reichert Nissan also has 0% financing on Rogue 2. Visit the Reichert Mega Mall off 270 and 33 or shop thousands of new and certified used at ReichertNissan.com.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
With approved credit. Residency restrictions apply. Offers cannot be combined. Dealer contribution affects consumer cost.
Hi, this is Ron Frost with Ohio Mulch, and we are proud to serve our customers for over 40 years, where our name means a great deal. So now it's time to drop those prices so you can save big. All bulk mulchers are now $10 off a yard. I told you, it's time to save. Visit us online at ohiomulch.com.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app or listen at home on your smart speaker or open up the iHeartRadio app or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the Dopes at The Fan.
Another day is here and you're ready for it. What to wear? Check. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Check. Planning for what's next and how to save for it? That's where Bank of America can help. For your financial to-dos, Bank of America has experts ready to help get you closer to your goals. Get started at one of our Central Ohio financial centers or 24/7 in our mobile banking app. Find a location near you at bankofamerica.com/talktous. What would you like the power to do? Mobile banking requires downloading the app and is only available for select devices. Message and data rates may apply. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC.
Are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Schottenstein Roofing. Go to schottensteinroofing.com.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're going to be tracking a lot of sunshine out there today. Should be a beautiful start to your Friday. Heading into the afternoon, we're going 76 for the high. It's warmer and more humid on your Saturday. Most of the day will be dry with a high of 80 tomorrow. And then heading into Saturday night, we'll have scattered showers, lows dipping down to the mid-50s. That's a look at your latest weather report on 97.1 The Fan.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hash browns and smackdowns. You're listening to Morning Juice.
We here on The Juice, brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Schottenstein Roofing. For top quality and a price match guarantee, visit schottensteinroofing.com.
Sharky.
Yes.
We've made it to your least favorite day of the week.
Oh, it is my favorite day of the week, Beam. It's everybody's favorite day of the week. It is Friday. You know, Hard Knocks, and I can't even believe this, but it has been around for 23 years.
Yep.
Started broadcasting in 2001.
But not consistently. They had hiatuses in between.
They had a hiatus during COVID. I know that in 2020.
Well, after the first one or two, then they took a couple-year break.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. They didn't do Hard Knocks every year.
Was the first one with the Ravens, like all the way back in 2001, where you had like Shannon Sharp and Tony Saragusa and those guys? I just remember watching that for the first time. And I would have been, what did you say? It was 2001?
Yeah.
I would have been 9 years old. And I thought it was the greatest television show ever produced.
Yeah, they didn't do one in 2011.
Okay.
Anyway, 23 years later, the Chicago Bears have never appeared on Hard Knocks until now. HBO's cameras will be at the Bears training camp to follow the Matt Eberfluses of the world, and they are going to show up early because Chicago will be the first team going to camp since the Bears are playing in the Hall of Fame game this year. And Beam, the Bears are the first team on Hard Knocks with a quarterback that was the number 1 overall pick in the draft since the Browns and Baker Mayfield 6 years ago.
How did you like that season?
I didn't watch it.
What?
I didn't watch it.
Man, there was a lot of good things that came out of that season.
Remember, Hugh was still around.
Of course.
Yeah.
Who was the coach? Was it Freddie Kitchens who was like sitting in there and he had some sort of theory? He's like, hey, he needs to practice. And then Hugh's like, this is my team. He's like, this is my team. Like there was already, I don't remember if it was Freddie Kitchens or maybe it was Todd Monken.
No, Freddie Kitchens was there.
It was Haley.
Todd Haley.
That was the offensive coordinator.
That's who it was. And like
Freddie was the quarterback's coach.
Freddie was the quarterback's coach. There was a riff in there.
Those guys were both in Dallas.
Oh my God. I just remember too, like the quarterbacks living in like RVs near the facility. Tyrod Taylor was.
Don't you remember when they congratulated Baker, Hugh did, on winning the backup quarterback job?
I remember that. I remember them going through and asking like what the rookies were making on their contract. And Baker said it. Everybody was like losing their minds.
They do that. That's
public knowledge. But I mean, to hear the actual player like say the number in a team meeting.
Well, they make guys do that.
Do they?
Oh yeah. That's not just a Hard Knocks thing. They make guys stand up and be like, hey, what's your contract? That's part of the rookie show.
Okay.
You have to do that everywhere.
That's not right.
What do you mean it's not right?
Well, it's already public. It's already public knowledge.
Nobody's business. This is what I found out here. Like everybody's so worried about people finding out what people made. I'm like, people have known what I've made my entire life. Like if you're embarrassed or ashamed of it, or you think you should be getting paid more, that's between you, God, and your boss. So you need to take it up with them. That's not right.
I don't like that.
What do you mean you don't like it?
I just don't like it. What?
It's all public
you
knowledge.
You could have an undrafted free agent who's making minimum.
Everybody knows that, though.
I understand.
You were undrafted.
But what's the
what do
point?
they think? They gave you a $10 million signing bonus?
I don't know what the point is of exposing that in front of everybody.
It's not exposing. It's you getting up there. It's part of the rookie show.
Not exposed. Everybody knows what you're making. I just don't understand why that has to be a point of emphasis.
Because you have to stand on a table and sing a song and make me a bicycle clown and dance around like a court jester. Everybody has to do that stuff. And guys throw crap at you up there. It's part of like the initiation process. People now define that as hazing. Like if you're telling me that a grown 22, 23-year-old man getting on a table, singing a song and telling someone how much he makes is too much for them when they're going to hear the most vulgar things in the world be yelled at them from the stands, then you know what? You're in the wrong line of work, and you don't need to be even watching football.
So when this came down in the middle of the afternoon yesterday that it was going to be the Bears, Meredith was upstairs. I was cooking dinner. She comes down with William, and I said, I got bad news to share with you. She goes, okay, what's that? I said, the team on Hard Knocks is the Bears. And she just goes, that's not good for anybody in this house. And I said, yeah, you're right. I mean, they are an interesting team, right? I mean, Matt Eberflus coming back.
If they would have fired Matt Eberflus, then they wouldn't have had to go on it.
Correct, because you can't. Teams with new coaches are exempt, and teams who make the playoffs are exempt.
Well, we only had like 3 options this year, right?
Yeah, it was that. And then I think the Lions, even though they made the NFC Championship game, Dan Campbell's like, yeah, bring them back.
Bring it on. Dan Campbell doesn't care.
He doesn't care
Dan
about
Campbell said, come on in.
They are an interesting team, and it will show you, at least I hope, the amount of dysfunction in that organization.
I want to get more into this Sharks complaining about everything going on.
Bob, you said everybody knows what you've made your whole career. That's not true. I have no idea what you make.
You can look it up.
What do you make now?
Do you want me to tell you on the air?
No.
It's one-tenth of what you make.
I listened to T-Bone. Get shamed by Spielman, where he got beaten out of him over a course of like 3 segments about how much he weighed on air. So, I mean, if you want to do this, I'll be more than willing. I mean, it's actually more embarrassing. I don't want to know. It's more embarrassing when people ask me in public and I tell them, and they're like, really? And I'm like,
You tell people how much you make?
If someone asks.
Really?
Yes.
That's nobody's business.
If someone, I don't care. Honestly, it's more embarrassing how little it is when what their perception of it is.
The market keeps changing rapidly for NFL receivers. A.J. Brown of the Eagles is the highest paid receiver now, and he's going to get passed by, I don't know, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase when they
blown out of the water by Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, when they get their second contracts. Anyway, A.J. Brown, number one, $32 million a year. Amon-Ra St. Brown of the Lions is second at $30 million, just dollars ahead of Miami's Tyreek Hill. And now, coming in fourth place, Tyreek's teammate, Jalen Waddle. He has signed a 3-year, $84.75 million deal with the Dolphins, $76 million guaranteed. But, Bob, Jalen Waddle is going to make $28.25 million per season.
As we talk about it, embarrassing for guys to get up and talk about their salaries as you just read off how much he's making with the exact structure out there. Is he worth it? Probably. I mean, what's ironic is his comp coming out was Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And then they draft him, add Tyreek Hill, and now they have both of those guys. They've both been
really good.
They've both been really productive. I'm curious to see how they're going to make everything else work under their cap when you have two receivers making in excess of $20 million.
What's Tua's contract situation like?
Did he get re-signed?
No.
Yeah, he hasn't been re-upped yet.
So he's in the last year of his deal. They picked up the fifth year. They picked up the club option on him. So, I mean, he is an unrestricted free agent next year.
I heard Rothman talking. He goes, there's always the tag.
There is always the tag. But now, I mean, with the re-signing of Waddle, you got Tyreek Hill.
The problem with the tag is you make, the average of the top five. So that would be probably overpaying him. They would be better off to sign him.
It's overpaying him, and you have to eat all of that cap hit in the first year, which a lot of these deals, the signing bonuses accrued over the years so they can push dollars into future years so you can have that 3-year window before the quarterback cap hit gets substantial. And they do
Imagine
that.
Eating a $55 million cap hit
for Tua, who is good, but I don't think he's worth that. That's the problem.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. So, I mean, all the eggs in the basket, I feel like, are in Tua. And if it doesn't work out this year, either one, they're going to tag him to see, going to kick the can down the future, or they're just not going to re-sign him and he's going to be a free agent. Or he inks a long-term contract extension sometime this offseason because the dollars aren't real and the salary cap is a fictional thing in the NFL. So who knows what's going to happen down there in South Beach. College coaches are going to bat for Yes, that too. College coaches are going to bat for their walk-ons. We'll get into that in the re-rack coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, we're seeing light to moderate traffic as you make your way southbound to 71 from Polaris Parkway to 70, about a 10-minute drive there. No major delays to report as you travel westbound 670 from 270 to 70, a 10-minute drive. Moving along there close to posted speeds. I'm Alan Schley for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
It was a quiet night in Columbus, maybe a little too quiet. Me, Philip Flapper, plumbing detective. I was finishing up for the night when she walked in. Long hair, 2 legs, a couple of arms, a nose, elbows. Pretty standard equipment for this neighborhood. I looked at her, she looked at me, and then we did that thing where we both spoke at the same time. What can I do for you? I'm sorry, that was awkward. We went on to talk about clogs, funny odors, water going down the drain too slow. This is above my pay grade, I told her, and gave her this website, apexpros.com. They're the pros who knows, the kinds of plumbers who don't mind getting their hands dirty. And believe me, what's down those pipes is dirty. Ugh, call the pros, Apex Pros. And that was it. She walked out of my life, using those legs I told you about earlier.
Hi, it's Alex, the friendly Apex Bear from Apex Pros. Apex plumbers are the pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
My guys at Germain Lexus are getting ready for the Memorial. What they do every single year is let the golfers drive around in beautiful Lexuses for the week. Then they take those cars and sell them to you. You could be driving Rory's car. The Germain all-month-long celebration's going on right now. You can get great deals like this one. 2024 RX 350, 36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $49.99 down, $519 a month. I just picked up my brand new RX 350 a few weeks ago. It is plush. Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Mark the Shark. It'll be the Mavericks versus the Celtics in the NBA Finals. Last night in Minnesota, Dallas clobbered the Timberwolves 124-103 to clinch the Western Conference Finals 4-1. Luka Doncic led the way with 36 points and 10 rebounds. Kyrie Irving added 36 points and 5 assists. In hockey, the New York Rangers won the President's Trophy for best record during the regular season, but they're one loss away from elimination in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Last night in New York, the Florida Panthers beat the Rangers 3-2 to take a 3-2 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. In baseball, the Reds and Guardians both idle yesterday. In golf, David Skins shot an 8-under par 62 in the first round of the Canadian Open. He has a one-stroke lead over Sean O'Hare and Sam Burns. This Sports Center is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Grab a napkin while shrinking your waistline. How? By making a Bacon 180 with Awaken 180. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Beamer has a very punchable face, so Bobby punches it. This is Morning Juice.
Hour number 2 of the program for us on a Friday. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark coming up here. It's a Freaky Friday. Usually this guy joins us at 8:35. Today, we'll swap Aruski. AJ Hawk at 7:35. Austin Ward at 8:35. Smack dab in between them, Bob. Outgoing athletics director Gene Smith. He's going to join the program as he retires on June 28th. So getting ready to go into his last month here in the workforce.
Yeah, final 4 weeks. Long may he reign.
Absolutely, man. So he's going to join us at 8:05 again. AJ at 7:35. Austin Ward going to join the program coming up here at 8:35.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Well, NBA Finals are set. Going to be no weekend games here in the NBA playoffs. Mavs 124, Wolves 103. That's the end for Anthony Edwards and the guys up there in Minnesota. Yeah. It is going to be Dallas. It is going to be Boston. It will be the return of Kyrie Irving to the Garden in Boston.
It was a Avalanche last night, Beam.
I haven't thought about that one.
Yeah. It works there, too.
It does.
I mean, Luka,
Mavs,
I mean, people were pulling out tissues for him, I guess, because of his, the crying for calls. And now I love it that he's just like looking for him in the stands.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to put the full troll job on him, but you thought maybe Minnesota might have a little bit more, especially at home, to get it to a game 6, and then it's like, all right, who knows what can happen? Maybe the pressure shifts back.
They just got out to such a big lead.
And when they're shooting like that and playing like that offensively, they're going to be tough to beat. This is going to be an interesting series because you're going to have Kyrie's revenge against Boston. If Porzingis comes back, Kristaps' revenge with Boston against Dallas.
Yeah.
A lot of revenge tours going on here, Beam. But it's like the Highlander. There can only be one.
Well, and the pressure, too, of winning a title in Boston when they've been the favorites for the last couple of years, too. I mean, that's a lot for those guys to deal with. So it'll be Luka and Kyrie against Jason and Jalen. So that's going to start next Thursday. The NBA Finals will. So I was on ESPN.com yesterday, scrolling through, looking for some ideas. And, I mean, I just got a super big, ricochet side shot yesterday. So the Panthers and the Rangers played last night. It was 3-2. Panthers extend their series advantage to 3-2 in Madison Square Garden. So they're going to go back to Florida coming up here over the weekend in a possible elimination game, unless the Rangers are able to force a Game 7. And it was Greg Wyshynski had written an article on ESPN, and it was front page, front and center. And it was just like, it said how 2 former Blue Jackets turned the corner with their new franchises. And it was just a picture of Bob and Panarin just hugging in Blue Jackets jerseys, and I'm like, no,
how are we catching strays on that?
I didn't need that.
It's collateral damage.
I didn't need that. I was in a waiting room yesterday. Some guy listening to full-blown, loud, lewd comedy in a waiting room full of 20 to 30 people. I'm opening ESPN and getting a ricochet shot like that. It was awful.
I mean, I don't know if that's any worse than when I'm shoveling just yards and yards of mulch and laying it. My kids just ride their bikes by. Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad.
How about a little, hey, Dad, do you need help?
Yeah, no, that wasn't offered. Would you even like some water? No. My wife comes out, God bless. She goes, you look pretty tired. You want me to, first of all, she's in jeans and like a light colored sweater. I'm like
a nice, like she's ready to rock for the day.
She's ready for this. She's like, you want me to shovel a couple of these in here? You go, first of all, you're not dressed for the activity. Mm-hmm. Okay, this isn't proper attire.
Literally shoveling crap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm shoveling this in here. I feel like I'm at the gulags. And this is what my dad would tell me. He's like, hey, you know what? Make sure you work hard early so you're not doing this. I don't mind doing it for my own house, doing that every day.
Yeah.
And I look at the bills that some of what my neighbors pay on their, for like their full like year lawn care. I mean, mowing, flowers.
Oh, we're talking full lawn
boat.
Okay.
You got people like, I don't want to touch this thing. What's it going to cost me? And honestly, I was like, you know what? I'll knock a couple grand off that and I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
However, I mean, my dad's like, work hard. So he goes, if you want to do that, great. But then at least you don't have to do it every day. But look at my wife. Like, I don't even know if you could pick up, because the trick is the shoveling the mulch. Someone told me this a while ago when I was maybe working with Rothman. They're like, hey, you want to use a snow shovel. You can get a lot in there with it. Mm-hmm. That's a great idea instead of just your normal flat shovel. So I do that. The problem is, it's a 40-pound scoop right here that I'm picking up. Okay, you are
hundreds of times,
over and over again. You're not going to be able to pick up 2 of these, and you're going to get dirty. Like, just get out of here. Go do something else.
Appreciate the offer, though.
I do appreciate the offer. How sincere it was. I think you actually would have grabbed it and done a couple, but the time that it would take you to do and fill this gorilla cart up, which is I can do it in 4 scoops. Like, okay. And then I'm just going to slowly trudge it. But it did give me an opportunity, Beam, to escape my silo yesterday.
Nice.
I mean, I listened to Bo, and then I listened to all of Matt and Anthony.
Nice.
I mean, I was like texting with them during the show as they were, talking about some college football, CFP stuff. And then when Tim came on with T-Bone, I had about to turn it off and then, move forward. And I was about done.
You got out of your silo.
Listen, I was a full silo escapage right there.
Good for you. So and you got to enjoy the beautiful weather. It was like the nicest day of the year yesterday.
Someone said, like, if you're going to do it today, the next 2 days, I said I saw no rain. I didn't want to be worrying about this Memorial Day tournament week. I usually get it done prior to Memorial Day because of the Memorial Tournament.
Yep.
And I go, I'm going to get it done. I have a little bit more, finish it up today, and then onward and upward. I'll be excited about it. And
with a humble heart?
With a humble heart, Beam.
Wes says on the YouTube chat, Bobby, next time, $100 a yard delivered, laid, and spread. It's a pretty good deal.
$100?
Yeah.
Like, laying it? Like, is that the cost of
the next time, $100 a yard delivered, laid, and spread. I don't know if that's for probably not for the mulch.
I want to know how much the cost of the mulch is then. Yeah. Throw that in the chat.
Probably more.
I feel like 100. I might be getting upcharged on the mulch. I have no problem. I mean, my mulch order was, it's like probably, I think it was like $370 some. Right. I bought a $400 gift card and I tipped the rest. I had free delivery with it, and it's like all sitting there. There's no way anybody could mulch my yard for $100. It's not possible.
Well, you said a yard, $100 a yard.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not paying someone $900 to do something I can do myself. I thought you meant $100 for the yard.
Oh, yeah, that would be a great deal.
Why would I want to pay someone that? I go do that. I mean, I did literally 6 yards basically in 3 hours.
We did
$200 an hour.
We did 10 bags. That was enough
10
for us.
10 bags. It's this amateur hour over here, B.
Hey, don't yell. Hey, that's our yard. That's what it is.
Well,
I don't need the driveway pile.
I'll come over there and add some more flower beds.
All right.
You can always do more.
Bob, when we moved in, we took flower beds out. So the people who were living there before us So, I mean, we have a flower bed now that's like kind of hanging off of our like front porch. There were 2 flower beds extending like through the middle of the yard.
Yeah.
The first month and a half Meredith and I were in there, it was COVID. We had literally nothing else going on. We just took all of that out, seeded it, like made sure like the weeds weren't growing, put down a bunch of stuff, seeded it, and now you would never notice that those 2 like flower beds are gone.
Lack of beauty though, Beam. I mean, we got all kinds of stuff growing in there. My parents have like added their whole backyard now as a flower bed. I mean, acres upon acres. I bet my parents, they get at least 15 yards of mulch.
That's a lot of work. Is your pops doing that still?
Oh, him and my mom.
Okay.
I said, you guys want to do it? They keep adding more. I go, this is only on you.
You know what? You're going to be like Shark in a couple of years, and you're going to have to go down there and do it.
It might be close to 20. I'm not kidding you. It takes them like a month.
Wes said 2 mulch is definitely included. Doesn't seem like a bad deal.
$100 a yard, mulch included.
Mm-hmm. Delivered laid spread.
That's not a terrible idea.
Pretty good idea.
That's not a bad price.
Shark, do you have to mulch every year?
I used to lay.
You do have to mulch every year. Yes.
I used to lay 100 bags when I lived at our house in Dublin. Now that I've moved,
a condo.
I moved into a condo, so they do it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I pay association fees, but last weekend I laid 40 bags at my parents' 2 cubic foot bags.
See, those 2 cubic foot bags, I mean, that's also amateur hour. When I was in middle school, we would do a mulch sale for Thomas Ewing Middle School, junior high. We sold 4 cubic foot bags, of which one of our friends, he had like 6-7 acres. My brother and I would do yard work for him. He would buy 100 bags of those, and my brother and I would lay them out. Of the 4 cubic feet.
That's a lot of mulch.
It's not only that, but you know how heavy that is?
Yes.
I would be able, when I was 8, I would slug 2 over my shoulder.
Yeah.
And we didn't have like...
It's a hell of a workout.
I should have honestly trailed our 4-wheeler and stuff down and like drove them around, but I would lug those things, I mean, across 5 acres. And then you get them to where they need to be, which was half the battle, 2/3 the battle.
Yeah.
The laying of the mulch is not hard. It's getting it to the locale. And by the way, I don't know if he would agree with the price tag, because we have all kinds of flowers now. This isn't just like throwing it down and raking it out. There's sometimes where I look like, old boy off Forgetting Infinite Sadness Tour, August Snow out there dancing when I'm trying to manipulate myself around our flowers, our alliums that are still up. We've got these giant zinnias that are growing, and trying to walk around and get the mulch in and like hand place it around some of these flowers so that they don't get destroyed.
Yeah, you're on all 4s.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm on all 4s. I'm like straddling
Downward
over
dog.
top. There's a lot of work being done.
One year I did get the big truckload dumped in the driveway, and that was so much work because you're just taking wheelbarrows and shovels and everything.
But it's no different than the bag. Significantly less.
I prefer the bag.
I agree.
To just dump those where you want them, and I used to get.
But you still have to carry them to the location.
But at least I feel like with the bag,
I know
it's a little bit easier to like throw them over
because you're getting them out of like a truck. I'd get them off my truck bed, so I don't have to bend all the way down.
Right,
I get it. Believe me, I understand. And I would do like bags in the front and then scoop in the back. And then I had them just do this. At least this time, my wife was smart enough. A couple years ago, she goes, "Tell them to put half in the front and half in the back." So at least then you're cutting down your the logistics of having to transport it, which helped pretty significantly.
So SEC coaches are going to bat for their walk-ons. First-year A&M head coach Mike Elko came out strongest against the idea of rosters being capped at 85 scholarships. Said I'm strongly against it. I think it's absolutely against college football, what it stands for and what it's about. I think there would be a major problem, especially when you look at legacies of Texas A&M kids that they're going to go and get the opportunity to play football at Texas A&M, potentially taken away from them. I think it's something really bad for the sport. Kirby Smart said this: I don't know anybody that would be against us having walk-ons. At what cost does that bring us? I think it hurts high school football and football as a whole when kids can't even dream for the opportunity to walk on.
Could you, Shark, so imagine 20 years from now, there haven't been walk-ons. What do we have next, Beam?
Nothing.
We're going to tease this because
there would be no Baker Mayfield.
No, even outside of that, there are things in our society now that have been built around this, like stories, and they've turned into cinema. that would no longer exist. We're going to get into all that, Beam.
We'll do that next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
It's a slow go this morning as you travel westbound Bridge Street at Post Road. We're seeing heavy traffic volumes there. Construction slowing you down eastbound US 33 between Northwest Parkway and US 36. You're down to one lane there. I'm Alan Schley for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Glow Fiber. Glow Fiber Business is now in Ohio. With prepackaged and customized fully fiber optic business internet solutions, call 1-833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today.
It's the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. So give your friends something to look at and make this a summer to share and save. With a capable Kia SUV like the Sorento, Sportage, Seltos, or Telluride, or a powerful sedan like the fun-to-drive Forte, each backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And for a limited time, get 1.9% APR for 48 months for well-qualified buyers and $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2024 Sportage and Sorento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance, subject to credit approval for purchase of a new 2024 Sportage or Sorento. Excludes hybrids and PHEVs. $21.65 per month per 1,000 financed at 48 months. $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged models must be applied as down payment. Must take delivery by 7/8/24. Limited inventory. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for details.
There's a little slice of heaven in a mountain town escape. A pace of life that's less hurried, more authentic, where people greet you with a smile, and experiences feel down to earth, yet elevated. From Appalachian art to wineries and craft breweries, live music to a lively spirit. This is West Virginia. We call it Almost Heaven. Plan your getaway now at wvtourism.com.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Billiards Plus has everything for the master griller in your house. Come to their showroom, open the lid, and feel the difference in their grills. Professional top quality equipment at great prices with a huge selection ready to go home with you. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Do you subscribe to the Fans YouTube channel? Well, why not? Catch our best interview, Stupid Man and Bone videos, and live video of our shows as they happen.
You can participate in your neighborhood watch.
Search 971 The Fan and subscribe today.
Mega Millions! The Ohio Lottery Mega Millions jackpot is up to $522 million. So I'm shouting it from my rooftop. Go play Mega Millions today. Then help me get down. And while you're at it, pick up some of the newest scratch-offs, too. The Ohio Lottery pays out over $4.5 million in scratch-off winnings each day. Visit your favorite retailer and join the fun. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Wasteful Washington spending is driving up the price of everything in Ohio. Groceries, gas, housing. Senator Sherrod Brown has backed President Biden's agenda 97% of the time, including voting to allow spending tax dollars on illegal immigrants. Senator Brown voted to allow $500 million in COVID checks for illegals. And Brown voted in favor of taxpayer-funded health care for illegals granted amnesty, while some American citizens can't afford to see a doctor. Brown even voted with Biden to give illegal immigrants Social Security benefits for work done illegally. Call Senator Brown at 216-522-7272 and tell him to support S3578, the Protect Medicaid Act, and vote against reckless, out-of-control Washington spending on illegal immigrants. Ohio families need cheaper gas, food, and housing, not handouts to illegal immigrants who haven't played by the rules. Paid for by One Nation. www.onenationamerica.org.
Fan and weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine out there today, high 76. Tonight, dropping down to the low to mid 50s. Heading into your Saturday, expect increasing clouds with highs around 80. Looks like we'll have rain coming in Saturday night going into Sunday. Let's look at your latest forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
If Bobby and Beamer aren't talking about it, it's not worth your time anyway. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Here's Long Hair Friday edition of the program. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up in our next segment, Freaky Friday. AJ Hawk, 7:35. Austin Ward, 8:35. Weird.
It is. And so they were talking, Beam, about, and we got Gene Smith at 8:05.
That's right.
So huge show.
Huge.
Hopefully people will watch this on the stream. Got some nice interaction in the chat box, Beam, going back and forth. But we were talking about the elimination potentially of walk-ons and a bunch of coaches at the SEC spring meetings pushing back on that and talking about how it's essential to the fabric of college football, which I would agree. I think the problem is they're trying to figure out this employment status that you could have people that are getting scholarships and that's not enough and talking about paying them. But on the other side of that, you're going to have people that are literally paying to do it.
Yeah.
Like, how does that work?
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have to figure that out. But one of the things, like in Texas A&M talked about, they have a big, vibrant walk-on program there. And Texas high school football is huge, and they talked about how the impact of that. There's some people, their dream is to play at Ohio State. And so they walk on here and play.
Yeah.
And there have been walk-ons here that have earned scholarships and played and become all Big Ten players.
So there's guys who play club football, Bob, and then be like, okay, well, I'm pretty good there. Let me try to walk on
Nate
at the...
Ebner played 9 years in the NFL. Okay, he won 3 Super Bowls. He walked on at Ohio State. It was a dream of him and his father. His father passed away, and because of that, he chose to take that step. And, that was kind of the impetus for that. And then ultimately playing 9 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, they made a movie, whether you like Notre Dame or not, Bodie probably loves it, but Rudy, I mean, they made a whole movie about that.
I love that movie.
That's great. That's what I'm saying. It's a good movie. That movie is based upon a guy trying to play football at Notre Dame.
You're 5'0" nothing.
But
100 pounds nothing.
100%. All he wanted to do was practice with the team and go on the field one time.
One time. That was it.
And that's
once.
And those things, like, to eliminate the walk-on programs, I mean, that would be insane. It's literally killing dreams. It would be dream crusher. I'm here to enhance dreams. Positivity, Beam, filling up juice cups, not crushing dreams and realities. I had plenty of that when I was out there mulching yesterday.
I don't know if I could hate something more than eliminating walk-ons. I don't know if I could. It just sounds so bad to me. And by the way, too, and I know that we could talk about the actual logistics of it and these guys are going to be paid because they're varsity athletes and they're scholarship athletes and they're going to get the amount of the millions or billions of dollars that are coming in that they're driving. And I understand that. You're not going to have, I feel like, very many walk-ons, Bob, who are paying their own way through school, complaining about not making any of that rev share. It will be few and far between because it's a dream of theirs to be a Buckeye. It's a dream of theirs to be an Aggie. It's a dream of theirs to be part of the Fighting Irish. I don't feel like you're going to have very many people take very much issue with that if that's what they're worried about.
I mean, and there's a way, and they could probably give them some smaller commensurate piece.
Of course.
Just like in the NFL, they have practice squad. Those guys get paid less. And then they have to pull them up to play. And there's times where walk-ons play and play on special teams and things like that. There's times where walk-ons earn scholarships. And, I mean, those are all great stories. But, I thought...
Samwise Gamgee playing for Notre Dame.
Samwise. Oh, I thought he was old boy.
Where was he bigger at? Was
50 First Dates?
Was he a bigger character in The Hobbit or a bigger character in Notre Dame? Whose stature was larger, Rudy Rudiger or Samwise, The Hobbit?
Listen, I have a friend who does steroids. He's had a lot of wet dreams.
He looks so sweet in that fishnet tank top.
It was the best. His role versatility is pretty remarkable.
It is good. Also in the Goonies, too.
That's why he's in the Goonies.
He is great.
Wait, is he in... there's one where he plays a dad recently. He's not... Is he in Stranger Things?
No, I don't think so.
No, there's something where he's playing a dad. And I was like, holy smokes, Rudy, there he is.
I love that guy. That's his first movie was The Goonies all the way back in 1985. What a breakout role for him. Encino Man, Rudy.
Oh, he's in Encino Man, which was really good.
Lord of the Rings, he's in that. He's in one of the Baltos, which I liked. He's in Click, which is a horribly sad movie.
Oh, Click it's a great movie, though. It's a great perspective on life. Christopher Walken's also in there. What's some of the recent stuff that he's been in?
I haven't heard of anything recently. Gloria Bell, Adverse, Lego DC, Shazam, Magic and Monsters, Hero Mode, Charming the Hearts and Men, I, Mordecai, Hard Miles, The Shift, Holiday Twist, Cash Out.
Gosh, are these all like for just streams, I guess?
Yeah, those are all the movies. He was in The Big Bang Theory and the TV show. He was in Stranger Things.
Okay, I knew he was one of the parents in Stranger Things.
He was in Stranger Things. I dropped Stranger Things after the first season.
Okay.
I couldn't do it.
That's good.
Maybe he was in that. Season 2, he's in. Okay, that would make sense why I didn't know he was in there.
I thought he was in there. I thought you...
Troy in the chat, let me know.
I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, I swear he was one of the parents in Stranger Things. Because Stranger Things has like a Goonies feel to it. Now he's like on full arc of his life where he's like the parent now in it. So that's pretty remarkable.
Hey, we try to bring juice here on the show. This had both of us fired up. This was Garrett Wilson earlier in the week, just talking about because we had, Sonny and Lorenzo Styles in yesterday and talking about their transitions. Lorenzo, obviously, from Notre Dame coming here, Sonny going from safety into the linebackers room, and just kind of the transition. Here was Garrett Wilson. Again, superstar, New York Jets. Everybody's expecting him to have a big year. He's been great over there. Here is him just talking about what Ohio State brings to the table in that receiver room.
There's lots of 5 stars, not a lot, but a good amount each cycle. And the ones that want to come to Ohio State ain't scared to go play with another 5-star and one that came in before him, which says a lot about someone. It says a lot about, the confidence they have in their ability and their willingness to come in and learn and just get better. But, the main thing I'll say is we know how to practice. We make practice as hard as possible so the game is, what it is. And, when you have these other 5-stars around you, at my time it was Jameson, Chris Olave, Marvin, Jackson, J-Mo, we all was competitive as hell. Every single day, if I made a play, J-Mo was like, man, watch what I'm about to do. Chris was like, watch what I'm about to do. And I think that brings out the best in guys. Obviously we got a great coach there that gets this thing rolling and instills it in us. But I think it says a lot just about the way they recruit the guys that they decide to go get, wanting to come to Ohio State.
That's at the highest level, too, in that room. That is a room which also ranks itself daily.
Absolutely. And that's the way that they love it. That's where the competition comes in. The brotherhood, those guys are all out there competing at a high level every day. If you don't want to compete, then don't show up. We saw that the other day, and then I had the sound ready to go, and we just never got to it yesterday. It's such a packed show, as always.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the reality of it's not for everybody. And Ryan talked about that.
And to that point, Bob, when we, piggybacking off the walk-on conversation, you had a guy who was a walk-on make it in that room. Look at Xavier Johnson. Yeah. Look what he did. C.J. Saunders a couple of years ago. Look at what he did.
Other great stories. And that's what I'm saying. The thing that you would eliminate that is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy.
It's a Freaky Friday. We usually check in with this guy around 8:30 on Friday, but it is 7:30. AJ Hawk is up next.
Maybe we can go 0 for 2 on guests today, Bean.
Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, construction slowing you down on the eastbound side of US 33 between Northwest Parkway and US 36, down to 1 lane there. Heavier traffic now westbound US 33 at Post Road. I'm Alan Schley for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Have you heard? There's always more at Speedway, like a Big Bite hot dog and Big Gulp drink for only $2.50. Are you dreaming of that fizzy Big Gulp or a dressed up hot dog with zesty relish or spicy jalapenos or tangy mustard or, okay, wipe the drool off your face. Well, whatever you're in the mood for, we have it, and we mean all of it. Now, you can get more with less, like your go-to combo. Get your big meal deal for only $2.50 with Speedy Rewards. There's always more at Speedway. Valid through 1/7/25. Speedway has the right to end this promotion early. Plus tax. Participating U.S. stores only. See app for full terms. All rights reserved.
We always come through for you when you need us to. That's ECO's promise to you. And for AC repair and installation, that means today, not tomorrow. If you have an air condition breakdown, we'll get a tech out to your home today. Or we'll give you a year's EcoFi Advantage membership for free. And make no mistake, we're a repair, not replace company. Our techs are trained to give you all your repair options. Sometimes, though, it just makes more financial sense to replace. And that's where we really come through for you when you need us to. Because we'll replace your AC system same day. No sleeping overnight in a hot, humid house. Or we'll take $1,500 off the cost of your new system and provide you with portable AC units for your bedroom. That's what coming through for you when you need us to means. So if you need AC repair, call ECO for same-day service. We'll get your home cool again. We'll make it happen today.
At geteco.com.
For roof leaks and roof replacements, call Legacy Roofing Services, Central Ohio's commercial roofing leader. Legacy Roofing Services, ranked in the top 100 roofers in America. Call Legacy today, 800-880-ROOF, 800-880-ROOF. Legacy Roofing Services.
At Take 5, we're faster than you think. That means we'll change your oil and get you back on the road in less time than it takes to get over from the express lane to the exit ramp. Just sit back and relax while our fast, friendly team does all the work. Take 5, the stay-in-your-car 10-minute oil change.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand, listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
Hats off to all the 2024 graduates. Whether they're stepping into the next chapter of their lives or reaching a significant milestone, they deserve something extraordinary. At Diamonds Direct, you can shop for gifts under $1,000. From stunning diamond pieces to timeless pearls, this selection is the perfect way to recognize their dedication and success. Each piece is crafted with care and attention to detail, making it the perfect way to commemorate their graduation day. Consider a dazzling birthstone pendant showing off the qualities that make them who they are. Or perhaps classic diamond studs to complement the graduation attire and serve as a lasting reminder of this achievement. At Diamonds Direct, we understand the importance of honoring milestones, and we are here to help you find the perfect gift. This graduation season, let Diamonds Direct be your partner in celebrating their journey. Diamonds Direct, where milestones shine brighter. Explore our grad gifts in-store or online at diamondsdirect.com.
Hey, are you having a hard time dealing with high-interest credit card debt? It's normal, and a SoFi personal loan could help you save thousands by consolidating your DEBT to one low fixed monthly payment. You could get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign, with no fees required. It only takes 60 seconds to view your rate, and it won't affect your credit score. View your rate at SoFi.com/paid-off. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/paid-off. NMLS 696891.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji. My Old Spice is missing! No!
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Miss a minute of the show?
Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Type in Morning Juice and subscribe.
This is Morning Juice.
You can also now watch us on the YouTube machine. Just go to youtube.com, search 97.1 The Fan, and our live stream will pop in. Usually we get to check in with this guy at 8:35 on Fridays, but it is a Freaky Friday.
A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the third member of the Island Boys, A.J. Hawk.
Sponsored by FanDuel, the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice.
Head down to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check in with our good friend. He is A.J. Hawk. Age, thanks so much for the time, buddy. Always appreciate it. Can you imagine a world in college football without walk-ons?
I cannot. I don't know how. I don't know what's going to happen, but no. I mean, everyone loves the whole walk-on story that earns a scholarship, and ends up winning the Heisman, like Baker Mayfield type guy. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm curious as to how this whole college football situation looks over the next 3 to 5 years.
I mean, like you think of some of the different walk-ons that we played with AJ and like over our careers, like in both the collegiate level and guys that made it to the NFL. The thought of eliminating that, and I forget which SEC coach said it. They're like, it'd be killing high school football as well.
Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart, like you're crushing kids' dreams to play at a different school, and at a school that maybe they wanted to work for their whole life, and to have a chance to go there and possibly earn a scholarship, maybe not. There's no guarantees, but the thought of like not having that as a realistic possibility for young men in the state of Ohio to potentially earn their way onto Ohio State is almost sounds criminal.
Yeah, I'm with you. You're right. Like it would take away, I think, a lot of hope for a ton of high school players all over the country. I just think, in all sports, really, if you think about it, you're right, Bob. Like, there's a lot of people, I think, sometimes that could go play maybe at some smaller schools or whatever, but all of a sudden, their whole life they wanted to go to a certain school, and they find a way to get there and walk on, and who knows what the possibilities might be once they get there if they work hard. So, yeah, it's I don't know. It's a weird time right now, and I think – a lot of times when we would be playing, when we're at Ohio State, a lot of times you don't even know who the walk-ons are from scholarship people at times, because it's not like there's this giant gap of like talent or whatever. Just sometimes things don't work out, or if guys 2 inches shorter or something, and they're walking on, and they have to earn their scholarship a little later than others. So yeah, it's there's like the lifeblood of college football, I think, at times.
How's your first week of summer going? I know that your kids just got out, this week? How are we doing? What's our first week look like?
Yeah, it's we're very active. We're very active here. They got more swimming in the first 2 days of summer than they had in the last 2 years, I think. My sister-in-law put in a pool.
Nice.
Saw Bobby down at the pool in UA. She'd been to a couple of different ones. So, my pale white skin doesn't handle the sun very well, so I'm always, applying suntan lotion as much as I can, just so I don't get fried and, really get skin cancer before June 5th, pretty much.
That sounds tremendous. How was it seeing Lordo again on McAfee the other day? Did you guys have some fond memories of, eating ice cream, drinking beers together?
Well, yeah, I had fond memories of you, Bob, at Jack Johnson's cup party, trying to slurp those beers out of the top of Lord Stanley's cup. I think we didn't realize how heavy the bottom was, the base. We need 2 to 3, muscular, strong people to kind of support that, so you could, sufficiently chug 7 to 8 beers at one point, one time, out of the top of Lord Stanley's cup. So it's cool. The whole thing, it's crazy when you look at it and how far it goes back and all the different, players and people that are on that thing. Like, it's really cool what the Stanley Cup has done. And I think, I don't know, there's other sports have their trophies and everything, but the Stanley Cup, there's something really cool about it, knowing that where it's been and all the things that it's been through.
Oh, where it's been? What it's been through? I don't know if you could make a book about that. That would definitely be an HBO series if you're going to put it together, AJ.
Yeah, HBO. Yeah, who knows what platform now? I don't know. You're right.
Cinemax.
Maybe Cinemax. Old school
OnlyFans.
Cinemax from the late '90s, I guess.
Yeah.
Cinemax situation, possibly. I don't know. We'll see.
Did you have more of a fond memory of you eating and drinking out of the cup, or just watching Bob do that?
So I got to drink a little bit out of the cup, and I enjoyed it. I really did. Actually, a couple of my kids actually drank a little beer out of the cup just because, hey, they were in the moment. What are we doing? It's a Stanley Cup. We'll probably never see this thing again. I'd be criminal as a parent if I didn't allow them or force them to do that. But, no, my favorite was I was about 10 feet away, and I look over and I tap my wife or something like, oh, here, Bob's about to go. And watching Bob command people to lift it up higher so he could chug it faster, and then eventually Bob's like, forget it. I got to do this myself. So he's trying to lift the cup as he's slurping like a dog, like trying to slurp the beers out of it. Like, I always respect Bob's passion. And in that moment, Bob did not disappoint. He was like, these beers are going down one way or the other, whether people help me to tip this thing up or not.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate the shout out on Pat. I was watching you guys, and it was, first of all, like you said, the cup is deceptively heavy. And then what people don't realize, it's also deceptively large at the top, where you can fit a multitude of beers in there. It's like a bowl. So it gets so, like, it's such a wide mouth, so it kind of drains all over your face. And you try to get like a long arm. And after like helping Jack pour that thing for all night, my one arm was exhausted. Like there's just, it's a much more complicated process than I think people realize. And I'm glad you were trying to explain that to our guy Pat about it, because my goodness, it's no easy task to say the least.
No, it's not, and it's not as much like the weight of it. It's just like it's big and bulky. You know, Bob,
yeah.
I'm sure you have to like move furniture and carry boxes and things around all the time just because you're
every day just walking around.
Yeah, you're a big strapping guy. It's more just like the size. Like, yeah, I can handle the weight.
Said.
Just the size of it is what keeps me from being able to, tip it up and get the beers in your mouth as fast as you want.
He is AJ Hawk with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Age, we're now on YouTube, and the chat yesterday asked me, one guy said, I'm going down to Dayton. Do you have any lunch recommendations? Which got us thinking about our favorite places to go. And I said, yeah, Milano's is pretty good. I enjoy that. Like Marion's, Double Days, those are all pretty good. Like they're in the Centerville area. And then Bob came up with the idea that if you go to Diamonds at like noon on a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Say, give me the AJ Hawk. They have the all-you-can-eat buffet in the champagne room. It's a combo platter there. And I have no idea what's on the menu, but you said it's pretty great.
Well, so that's the thing. When you started talking about lunch spots in Dayton, obviously the first thing I'm on, I've known Bobby for a long time. I knew instantly Bob's mind went to Diamonds, no question. He's saying, there it is. He should send someone there. But you're right, like Double Days is great. You're right, Milano's. There's a lot of good opportunities, but I have not witnessed or been on hand for like the noon weekday lunch buffet at Diamonds. I would imagine it's great though. Why wouldn't it? That place has been around. I mean, it's a staple of the community. How long has it? It's been around forever. And they tried to shut that thing down over and over again, and they just have so much perseverance and so much grit that they stay open. So it's amazing.
Justin Smith said he was never going to let that place shut down.
Oh boy, that's one of the first things when I got to the Bengals, and multiple players from all over the country said, "Oh, where are you from originally?" And I said, like around Dayton, Centerville." I said, "Dayton, of course. I know Diamonds." And then half the team, pretty much half the team said that.
It's world famous. This is a real story. So one of my buddies worked at the Ohio State Golf Club a few years back, and I forget the gentleman's club that used to be right there on the corner of like Henderson and whatever that road is, like going.
Sawmill?
No, it's not Sawmill, Bob. It's like right by Tensuke. Whatever that gentleman's club was, like right on the corner of Henderson, like caddy corner from Yogi's now. There used to be one back there. This is a real story. They used to go in there all the time at lunch, like on a Wednesday at noon, because they raved about
Cahoots.
Cahoots, thank you.
Yeah.
They used to go into Cahoots, AJ, at like lunchtime on a Wednesday and rave about the chicken quesadillas. I'm like, you're not being real with me.
Man, yeah, you wonder. I mean, I think some people are. Some people must really like the food, and they don't even, whatever. They just put up with the atmosphere and the dancing people in the background, I guess, because they just love the food so much. But who knows? I mean, Taco Bell has a great chicken quesadilla as well. I don't see them going there.
So is AJ? We'll omit the names to protect the innocent here. But we had a couple teammates that used to go there on our off day, Monday. They'd go there.
Cahoots?
They'd go there for lunch and then stay for dinner. And I would get calls from one of our teammates, Age, and there was a girl that I actually went to high school with that worked there, and I would get calls from them on the reg about 4:30, 5 o'clock, when we were probably fresh sophomores, asking me to come down and meet them up there. And this feller had a nice accent, and so you could probably guess on who that was. And just the wild things that they were getting done up there.
Yeah, I mean, I know a guy that used to manage or GM at Cahoots, and I never actually stepped foot in the establishment. It was almost like this thing that I heard about and people talked about.
Shangri-La.
But I never got to. Yeah, it was like look at this shiny thing on the hill over there that you can look at, but you never go in. And that's kind of like what it was for me. And unfortunately, I guess they shut down. I don't know what's going on over there now. But yeah, that was I know, yeah, multiple people where that was really, really kind of like I said before, like a staple for what they do every single week. I think they had to get there. They just loved the food there, and they had to go.
Well, I mean, you're such a Diamonds loyalist that you could never step foot into anywhere else. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us and here an hour early. Have a great Friday, good weekend, buddy, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
All right, thanks, guys.
There he goes. AJ Hawk with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to get Juice next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, watch for an accident blocking westbound at 161 at Little Turtle Way. Your right 2 lanes are blocked. Traffic is stop and go from Hamilton Road. We're seeing a slow go westbound US 33 at Post Road, eastbound US 33 at Northwest Parkway. Construction has you down to 1 lane there. I'm Ashley for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
It's lunchtime at Tim Hortons, and we're serving up a special deal just for you. Our new $5.99 lunch deal includes your choice of any lunch sandwich and a side of crunchy kettle chips. Because what's lunch without a little crunch? And the sandwich choice is all yours, like a ham and Swiss, Chipotle chicken wrap, BLT, and more. Made to order just the way you like it. Tim Hortons' new lunch deal. Simple, delicious, and just $5.99. Now that's a good deal. Only at your neighborhood Tim's. U.S. only. Price and participation vary. Terms apply.
Now at UDF, buy 3 everyday favorites with UDrive Plus to quickly stack an extra 20 cents in gas savings. That includes drinks like Coke and Sprite, Pepsi, and Mountain Dew. And that adds up. UDF, made for you. Specially marked products with an opted-in UDrive account.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Generation Radio, classic hits, original artists. Saturday, June 15th, the Columbus Commons. Join Jay DeMarcus of Rascal Flatts, Jason Ship of Chicago, and Steve Barone of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers as they bring you the biggest classic hits of all time. Live on stage, the hits of Rascal Flatts, Chicago, and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and more. Generation Radio with the Columbus Symphony. Tickets on sale now at C-Bus Arts Ticket Center or picnicwiththepops.com. Presented by Nationwide Picnic with the Pops.
Are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Schottenstein Roofing. Go to schottensteinroofing.com.
If you're obsessed with fantasy sports and gambling things, we have the slightly above average radio show for you. On the Money with Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Sunday morning at 9 on The Fan.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here, and my friends at RCD RV are blazing a trail in the RV industry. RCD now has 5 stores in Ohio to serve you with the best brands, new and pre-owned RVs for every budget. Your summer vacation will be one to remember when you skip the smog and spend your nights under the stars. The beautiful night sky, making those memories with the whole family. They're going to cherish it forever. Visit them at any of their 3 locations in Central Ohio and 5 in the Buckeye State or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
Mega Millions! The Ohio Lottery Mega Millions jackpot is up to $522 million. So I'm shouting it from my rooftop. Go play Mega Millions today. Then help me get down. And while you're at it, pick up some of the newest scratch-offs, too. The Ohio Lottery pays out over $4.5 million in scratch-off winnings each day. Visit your favorite retailer and join the fun. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. If you have open roles, chances are you're feeling this too. That's why you need Robert Half. Our specialized recruiting professionals engage with our proprietary AI to connect businesses of all sizes with highly skilled talent in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Fan weather.
from the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're going to be tracking a lot of sunshine out there today. Should be a beautiful start to your Friday. Heading into the afternoon, we're going 76 for the high. It's warmer and more humid on your Saturday. Most of the day will be dry with a high of 80 tomorrow. And then heading into Saturday night, we'll have scattered showers, lows dipping down to the mid-50s. That's a look at your latest weather report on 97.1 The Fan.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Panic and passion. Is that a motivational quote or the title of an adult romance novel? You're listening to Morning Juice.
We here on the Juice are brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can always visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, Bob, big Friday, buddy. Last one in the month of May here before we get into June. What's got you fired up today?
Holy smokes, man. That conversation with AJ, and then you and I start saying we probably reference diamonds at least 3 times a month on here. That led into a search for drive-thrus around Columbus and how a lot of people outside of the Midwest, like you talking about a drive-through, Schleich calls them beer barns, to be able to drive through and pick up some libations, food, milk, whatever you need.
Yeah.
Drive on through, don't have to get out of the car. Pretty tremendous.
The best one about the one in Dayton is that so you have Diamonds, which is, of course, a world-famous cabaret right there in Centerville. So you can't actually buy booze in there.
Fully exposed, Shark.
Yeah, nothing left to the imagination when you walk in there. And so you can't buy stuff there. Like, they don't have their liquor license. But what they have done is that you can bring in your own. And then when you get there, you have to repurchase it. Like, you got to rebuy it. So you got to buy it twice. Now, the owner of Diamonds owns a drive-through right next door to it.
Yes.
I mean, so
pretty great idea.
That's a really smart idea.
Hey, that's what America was founded on. Entrepreneurs like that.
We used to live not too far away. Like, we lived right down the street from Diamonds and that drive-through. Like, we would just go, we'd ride our bikes in the summertime, just go there, get whatever.
And go to Diamonds.
I'm like 12, 13 years old. We try. We'd always try to like stand out in the parking lot when they opened the doors.
Yeah.
To see, maybe get a glimpse inside.
Oh, yeah.
Like El Dorado in there. But
nice.
No, we never did, unfortunately. Those double doors were pretty solid.
So that's the conversations with AJ always get me juiced. Having him at 7:30 today, tremendous. We have Gene Smith coming up here in the next segment. Can't wait to talk to Gene. Kind of, his swan song as he's finishing up here. And then lastly, I said we watched Lone Survivor 2 nights ago last night. We watched Black Hawk Down. Someone reminded me there, how was Black Hawk Down? It did not disappoint. I think I saw it once. AJ and I actually saw it together.
Okay.
They showed it to us during the North-South game. We were staying up at Otterbein training for that during the week of practice. And I think that was the only time I've watched it in its entirety. I forgot the star-studded cast. If you go look through of all the guys that are in there, Ewan McGregor, Jeremy Piven, just Josh, I don't know. I was
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. No, he's not in that. I had to pull it up.
Colin Farrell's birthday's today.
Yeah, Colin Farrell's birthday. But it was unreal. And it's a true story. And they talk about some of these guys. They were supposed to be in and out in a half hour. They spend like a whole day there. Didn't have any food. Get back to the base. There's still guys going in. And the scene at the end, and where one of the guys, and he played Hector in Troy. I can't even think of his name right now. Orlando Bloom's in it too. But people ask why we do this stuff. Are we junkies? He's like, they'll never understand. You do it for the love of the people that you train here with. And to kind of summate a minute and a half speech. And it was remarkable. And I was sitting there watching with my boys and like them understanding, how these things go bad. And he goes, why are they getting these guys together? They don't leave anybody behind, bud. Like, you alive or dead, you're coming home. And it was very, 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 very powerful. And obviously not a red letter day for the United States by any stretch, but it's unbelievable to watch that. And like I said, I'm stretching Memorial Day Monday. It's the whole week now. We're going to do this every year. We're going to watch some military movies, as many of the true stories as we can get as possible. But that's got me juiced today, got me fired up, and it was absolutely tremendous. Here you go, Shark. What's Schleich got to say?
About Ohio that I love seasons. I love that it's cold.
and you got to put on Carhartt. You know, like down here, people wear Carhartt stuff, but they don't have any Carhartt things to do.
What is a Carhartt thing to do?
Laying 8 yards of mulch.
Yeah.
That's Carhartt.
With your kids saying, "Hey, Dad, hi, that mulch stinks." Oh, you don't think I know?
We're going to the pool. See you later.
Got it right in my hands and face.
Didn't get to thank you yesterday, Bob, for the chicken wangs. Jane and I enjoyed those last night.
You shared them with her?
Of course. And normally when I go to Roosters, I get the blue cheese. I'm more of a blue cheese
You want
guy
blue cheese? Why don't you've never told me that before?
Well, I usually have it on hand at home, and I didn't have any last night, so I was using sour cream.
No.
Sour cream, doesn't really have a strong taste, but it was okay.
I like like those big like potato wedges, like JoJo's. Have you ever gotten those before?
Yes.
Those and sour cream.
Yes.
That's great.
Those are so good. Thanks, Beam, for that. Also, you guys talking about the strip clubs, it reminds me back in the 90s, even into the 2000s, for about a 10-year span, I did something called the Shark Pigskin Tour.
Of course you did.
Every Monday night, we'd go to a different establishment.
The shark skins.
Around Columbus, and we'd do trivia and giveaways and all that. We'd watch Monday Night Football on the big screen, and then I would go up and talk during halftime and walk around with a microphone.
You would perform.
At that place on the corner of Bethel and Sawmill, they would have me out like once a year. And, I'd have a couple dozen people that would follow me from place to place on Monday night.
Call those roadies, Shark.
But then and those people wanted to be there and wanted me to be there. But then there's, 3/4 of the places like,
why are you blowing up my spot,
sit down
man?
and shut up? We're trying to watch something else.
There's football on the TV?
Yeah, I don't know why they had me out, but they did. And then also, when I'm thinking about the Celtics and how they built this team, it reminds me of the billionaire owner of the Brooklyn Nets, Prokhorov, who had moved his team from Jersey to Brooklyn, and they were opening the Barclays Center, and he wanted to make a splash in New York. And so he traded. There were a lot of players involved in this deal.
Oh, God.
But
They got like 100 draft picks, right?
First-round draft picks to the Celtics for 36-year-old Paul Pierce and 37-year-old Kevin Garnett, who were both over the hill by that time because he wanted to make a splash. Anyway, the Celtics turned in those picks into Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Back to back.
Among others.
Number 3.
They also traded one of those first-round picks to Cleveland in the Kyrie Irving deal. And then they ended up getting guys for Kyrie, but they have won they're close to winning a championship thanks to a Russian billionaire. Thank you so much. Beamer, what has you juiced?
What's got me fired up in a negative way that the Bears are on Hard Knocks.
That's a good thing, Beamer.
Is it?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
Entertaining.
Oh,
it's like going to Diamond.
It will be fun.
It'll probably get Eberflus fired, so you got that going for you.
It'll be fun and drama, I'll tell you that much. An off-season with the Chicago Bears. That's not going to be good for anybody in my house. Meredith said the same thing yesterday, so that's got me fired up kind of in a negative way. What does have me fired up, taking old Willie Boy out to lunch at Wedgwood today. So
Nice.
they did a bunch of recent golf renovations, just poured in a bunch of money. They're not even open yet. So to go out there and see the renovations and kind of what they did about that. So super, super fired about that and what should be a tremendous weekend here weather-wise. Also not fired up that it's not the Memorial Tournament. Like, we should be in it right now. We should be at Muirfield right now getting ready for the golfers to go out. But that'll be next week. So Brandon, future Brandon and future Bob will be very much looking forward to that. Ohio State Athletic Director Gene Smith, he's going to join the program as he embarks on his final month on the job. He's next to Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, we have reports of an accident blocking westbound 161 at Little Turtle Way. Your right 2 lanes are blocked. Traffic is stop and go from US 62. Westbound US 33 at Post Road, a slow go there, and we're seeing construction delays eastbound US 33 at Northwest Parkway. I'm Alan Schley for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store. You know, we do a segment on the show every week called Pressure, but that's about sports. What about the pressure your feet endure every day? I know mine did. When I went to the Good Feet store, I learned I was out of line. I joked, I already know that. They said, no, physically, my feet weren't being supported the right way. So when I went to the store on Polaris Parkway, they also have one on Stringtown Road, I took all the time I needed to walk around the store to see what felt and fit the best in my shoes. Once I had them in, my personal arch supports from the Good Feet store, my lower back pain went away. What a feeling. You need to get your free personalized fitting by one of their arch support specialists. For arch supports to be effective, they require precision fit. That's why Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store. You like them? You can wear them home. You have nothing to lose but the pain. So go to goodfeet.com today or go in and try the Good Feet feeling. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief, all from the Good Feet store.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
We all know breakfast is an important part of your day, but sometimes when you're traveling for business, you end up staying at a hotel that doesn't offer any. You know what happens? You grab a cup of coffee and skip the meal entirely. We've all been there. But if you book a room at La Quinta by Wyndham, you can enjoy their free Bright Side breakfast featuring delicious baked goods, fruit, eggs, yogurt, and waffles. And really, who doesn't want to start their day with a fresh hot waffle? Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at LQ.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spending the money to replace our home's windows is rarely something we get excited about. We usually do it because our energy bills suck or our current windows, well, they're too messed up. But in working with the local Pella Columbus team, my eyes have been opened. New windows can legitimately change the entire look of your home. They've got windows and colors and styles like I've never seen, and they can change everything. So go see my friends at PellaColumbus.com or check them out at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. The Reds and Guardians both idle yesterday. Cincinnati plays an afternoon game today at Wrigley, while Cleveland is back home tonight to host Washington. The Clippers played a doubleheader at Huntington Park. On a rehab assignment, Stephen Kwan had a hit, 2 walks, an RBI, a stolen base, and scored 3 times as Columbus beat Lehigh Valley 9-6 in the opener. The Iron Pigs took the nightcap 10-2. In the NBA, no drama in Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals. Dallas led by 16 at the end of the first quarter, by 29 at halftime, and coasted to a 124-103 victory at Minnesota. That clinches the series for the Mavs 4-1. Dallas got 36 points apiece from Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. In the NHL, the Florida Panthers are 1 win away from going to the Stanley Cup Finals for a second straight year. Last night at Madison Square Garden, the Panthers edged the Rangers 3-2 to take a 3-2 series lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Breaking sports news on The Fan.
Beam has a baby face. Bobby has soft hands. That should not stop you from listening to this show. This is Morning Juice.
Hour number 3 of the program for us on a Friday. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up here momentarily, we will be joined by Athletics Director Gene Smith as he joins us, getting ready to embark on his final month. His final day will be June 28th. So he's going to join the program. We'll talk to him momentarily. And then Austin Ward, he's going to join us at 8:35 on what is a very freaky Friday. AJ joined us at 7:35. So Austin Ward coming up here in about 30 minutes' time.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Well, Sharky just mentioned it right there in the update. Mavs take down the Wolves. Series ends in 5. No forcing of a Game 6 back in Dallas. Mavs get it done in Minnesota. It is now the Mavs at the Celtics, game number 1 of the NBA Finals, coming up 6 days away from now, next Thursday.
There we go. 6 days. Get a whole week, Beam. Let that thing marinate a little bit. Thursday night tip. What time is that tip going to be? Like 9:38?
Yeah, probably 10:15.
Even better.
No, I'm guessing it'll be an 8:30 tip. That's what they did for these series. I mean, for the Western Conference Final. And it's not like you have a team that's on the West Coast either. I mean, it's Dallas. They're on Central Time, right?
Time, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's not going to be too crazy with those tip times. So that'll be 8:30 start. Those games will be over by like 11 o'clock, which not too bad for the NBA Finals, given that the NCAA Tournament Finals game starts at like 9:30 on a Monday.
Yeah. And just watching Kyrie here talk, like it's amazing his kind of career arc, with what he was doing in Cleveland, as kind of the sidekick. It was the Boston. Where was he at after that?
Nets.
That's right.
That's right.
Brooklyn. And, that's when he had all the COVID stuff going on.
That
And
was a disaster.
it's and now kind of back and being paired there with Luka, kind of like the good guy again. And it's just been kind of interesting to watch all of this, and probably a much more mature guy at this point in his life of the things he's been through, and just time will do that to you. But it's going to be a fun game. There's a lot of nice little storylines that are going to be going back and forth.
I caught a ricochet shot yesterday. Panthers 3, Rangers 2. Series advantage, Florida now 3-2. Beat them in Madison Square Garden last night. So I was on ESPN yesterday. Went down, got my service done, got oil changed, get the tires rotated, everything. Went down to Reichert. I'm in the waiting room trying to put together pieces for the show. And all kinds of good stuff. And like on the front page of ESPN.com, Greg Wyshynski had written an article about like how Sergei Bobrovsky and Artemi Panarin were once great teammates and now they're great foes and bringing greatness to the Rangers and the Panthers organizations. I'm like, I didn't need to see that.
All connected by the Jackets.
Yeah. So good series going in that one. Elimination game coming up here. Oilers at the Stars, game 5 tonight at 8:30. That game is tied 2 games apop. And then your Columbus Crew playing for a major trophy tomorrow in the Champions Cup final down in Pachuca at 9:15 in the biggest game in franchise history. So that coming up here later on tomorrow evening. Right now we're heading out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check with Ohio State Athletic Director Gene Smith. Gene, thanks so much for the time, sir. I mean, what does it feel like? We got 1 month left to go here in this thing as summer's coming to an open. Thanks again for the time.
Oh, no problem. It feels great. Feel really good about the transition. Ross has transitioned really well, so I'm going to do the best I can to help him throughout the month of June and then transition out.
So I was thinking about this the other day, Gene. When you've been at someplace so long, I've been fortunate enough to be here with kind of 3 different Ohio State head coaches. Jim Tressel for the first part of your career, Urban Meyer for about 7 years in the middle, and then Ryan Day about the last 6 years. So it's almost kind of divided into thirds. As you look at your career, I mean, and I know you'll have more time for reflection once you get done, but just the different unique challenges and where college athletics were in kind of those 3 different segments.
Yeah, Bobby, it's just so different. Tress is so iconic and was so successful in what he did. In a time when, we had so many rules and regulations in place through the NCAA, and it was just a difficult time. And the student athlete was different. The ecosystem we served was different. And then when Urban came in, he had a different style, as you well know, a totally different style. And the transition occurred with our institution, where we became more selective in our admissions and, academically became much more challenging for our academic profile. And so Urban embraced that and did a good job of recruiting really academically talented kids. And then, Ryan is just at another level. He's probably faced the most change in the system during his tenure when you add in COVID. And where we with NIL and where we're going now with rev share, he's had to probably manage the most change. So Jim and Urban, we're in a steady time frame, frankly, from a governance point of view, but Ryan's tenure has been a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, you got thrown kind of into the fire with the COVID thing, and then NIL a couple of years ago. Gene, transfer portal too was in there. Now rev share and everything that he's going to have to deal with. Like, I feel like every year it has been a monumental change as we're kind of getting through the landscape of college sports now and coming out the other side and how it's going to look in the future. What kept you getting out of bed in the morning? I mean, what were your days looking like here? I mean, what got you to come back for so long? Because I feel like at one point, I mean, everything was kind of going crazy. You stuck through the fire. What kept you coming back?
I just love higher education. I love the student athletes. As Bobby knows, I I spent a lot of time, just going to practice, being around meetings with all sports, not just football. And I just loved it. I loved being around the kids and being inspired by them. I always saw my opportunity as creating an environment for our coaches and our support staff and our student athletes to be successful. And that meant making sure I tried to stay in touch with them because I couldn't assume that I would know what our student athletes would want. So I needed to be around them. And so I that's what kept me getting out of bed every day. And every day I was inspired in a different way. And I just loved it.
Regrets are an interesting thing, and not that you would have any of those, but I always say as you look back on decisions, when you have nearly a 20-year tenure, there's a lot of things you do good, some things you maybe wish you would have handled differently. Is there anything like over your career, not that you regret but just maybe a change you maybe wish you would have made sooner, or something you maybe would have pushed more, or anything as you kind of reflect back that, hey, if I knew what I know today, I would have maybe acted a little differently?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, 2011 with the NCAA case that we had, we could have done some things differently. And as an institution, not just me, but a collective decision-making process, we could have done some things differently. That one I think about often. And then obviously with Urban and Zach Smith, I could have done some things differently around that. I don't necessarily agree with the suspension outcome and how it was handled, but at the end of the day, Urban and I could have done something differently. But Bobby, most people don't see the things that really I have regrets about. I wish that, we could have put in place more sports psychologists earlier. Mm-hmm. Most people don't know the number of suicide attempts that we've had. And that piece, it kind of bothers me that we weren't as aggressive early on. While we were with Oklahoma, the first schools that actually had sports psychologists on staff, and our numbers have grown. But I wish we had started that earlier because we had some cases that our experts could have helped us with, and they're doing a great job today.
He is Ohio State Athletic Director Gene Smith with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. To you, what do college athletics look like, Gene, 3 to 5 years from now?
Oh, boy. I wish I had that ability around that corner. That crystal ball. I'd go to Vegas. But, I've always been a proponent that student athletes should receive as more compensation. It took us 7 years just to get cost of attendance added to the scholarship model. And I was a proponent for NIL, which is why I was probably selected to chair that committee. But I believe if they had passed the rules and regulations and guardrails that we have put in place instead of stripping them away, it might have been managed differently. But I believed in NIL, and I still do. So revenue share is going to bring a little bit more structure to it. I do believe in 2 to 3 years from now, we'll have clarity. It'll be over this next 12 months or so, it's going to be still rocky. But I believe that there will be clarity. It'll be a new model. There will continue to be separation. And schools will differentiate themselves based upon how they embrace this change and respond to it. And so you're going to have, more separation between a lot of different conferences and schools over time. And I'm not sure what that means. But I think there'll be a bigger difference between a lot of schools.
Gene, and I know you've been intricately involved and you've been a proponent of a lot of those things, the NIL, the revenue shared. They're obviously a proponent of it, and there was people that were not in favor of it. Do you feel like this segregation among schools should have probably happened sooner, and that was maybe the biggest issue with trying to get some of this forward-thinking legislation passed?
Oh, no question, Bobby. When you have, the different missions and the Division I is just so big. It's so big, and it's defined by basketball playing schools, and those schools set the rules. And, football's different. It's a different beast. And we needed to recognize that early on, and we didn't. And while there is a structure in place to try and deal with football in a different way, and the NCAA structure is just moves so slowly. Cost of attendance, for example, was one of our biggest frustrations. And the old scholarship model was antiquated. We needed to add miscellaneous expenses to it. And it would get voted down all the time because schools couldn't afford it. And I get that. But I was at Eastern Michigan. I know what that budget is like. But, Ohio State could afford it. And we did. And so could other schools. So it was just too big. It's unwielding. The too much differences between missions. And so I think you're seeing that now with the SEC and the Big Ten collaborating more and bringing along the Big 12 and the ACC. And that's just going to be reality as we move forward. And we need to embrace that and recognize that that's a positive thing for those 60-plus schools. And those schools who want to participate at that level can do so. Yes, you're hitting on a main point.
All right, final one, Gina. We appreciate you spending some time with us here, and hopefully you enjoy your final month here as athletic director at Ohio State. And I guess the final question kind of centers around that. You held this job for a long time, and I've talked with Ryan about this. There's certain jobs, I think, in America that to have a respect for the office, you almost have to have been in that office. You obviously have the president, I think, being a head coach at Ohio State, governor, athletic director at Ohio State. Unless you've sat in that chair and had to make tough decisions, it's really hard to kind of have that perspective. Advice moving forward about how to handle the role of athletic director at The Ohio State University.
Oh my God! First, you got to be totally self-aware. Emotional intelligence is huge in that seat. You need to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, and your help. Let others help you with your blind spots. So that's one. Then things are going to come at you fast, so pause. Don't overreact. Just pause. And use all the intellectual knowledge around you. You got support staff, coaches, people at the institution, people in the community. Take advantage of that. And then lastly, just make sure you take good care of yourself. And Bobby, I work out all the time. I think it's important for the person in that seat to be as healthy as they possibly can, and it allows them to be on top of their game. And, it's a 24/7 job. It's particularly when you got 36 sports and you run all the concerts and all the bookings of a lot of facilities, you got to be almost everywhere. You got to kind of be like Brutus. So you need to make sure you're in good health. So anyway, that's what I would say.
Gene, we appreciate the time so much. Thanks again for hopping on with us here this morning. Enjoy the last month here, and then enjoy the heck out of the family, wife, kids, grandkids, and everything. All right.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate everything you do. Take care. Go Bucks.
There he goes, Gene Smith, Buckeye, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. That's great stuff. There's nothing sacred in college sports anymore as we get into the new era. We'll do that next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, watch for an accident blocking westbound 161 at Little Turtle Way. An accident blocks your right 3 lanes. Traffic is stop and go as you approach. We're seeing delays southbound 71 between North Broadway and Hudson Street. Heavy traffic westbound US 33 at the West Outer Belt. I'm Alan Schley for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Okay, I'm ready to record my jewelry store's new radio spot. I got a great script that really goes after Diamonds Direct and how they're nothing special and how we can match their price. Great stuff.
Oh, great. We have this new technology that bleeps out any false claims, so it saves us time with editing. So you can start anytime.
Okay, here goes. When you visit our jewelry store, we'll guarantee direct. Our diamonds come straight. We have cutters and... Hey, what the?
The hard truth is that other jewelry stores simply can't do what Diamonds Direct can. Diamonds Direct has special relationships with De Beers, international connections, and virtually unlimited buying power. The result is true direct importer pricing, exceptional quality, and up to 30 times the diamond selection you find at other stores.
I can't believe this thing won't let me say...
Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Get more truth at diamondsdirect.com.
Is foot pain keeping you from living life to its fullest? Life is too short to be dealing with foot, knee, or back pain. Come into the Good Feet store and learn how the Good Feet Heart Support System can help you get pain-free. Call 880-9255 or go to goodfeet.com to make an appointment.
Hot under the collar? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix that fast. 1-800-COOLING.
The Buckeye Show.
We finally found our CJ Stroud rookie card. The CJ rookie cards are going like crazy.
He's single-handedly saved Panini's football products for 2023.
The Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by Schottenstein Roofing and Care Source.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for over 30,000 mouth-watering choices with savings beyond low-prun. Fuel restrictions apply.
And right now, 80% lean ground beef in 3-pound rolls is on sale for just $3.49 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Glow Fiber Business is now in Ohio, and your business is our priority. Glow Fiber delivers reliably fast, custom, and prepackaged internet plans to meet the growing needs of your business. And our dependable 24/7 personal support means your business stays connected. Glow Fiber is here, and we mean business. Find out more at 833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today. Glow Fiber Business is not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy on it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding, over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine out there today. High 76. Tonight, dropping down to the low to mid 50s. Heading into your Saturday, expect increasing clouds with highs around 80. Looks like we'll have rain coming in Saturday night going into Sunday. That's a look at your latest forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
A radio show hosted by two former football players, one slightly more successful than the other. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up here in our next segment around 8:35, Austin Ward. He's going to join the program. Talk some things with him. It is a Freaky Friday. AJ joined us this 7 o'clock hour. Austin joins us coming up here in our next segment. Gene Smith was just on us with us, too. What you got over there?
This is great. Oh, this is good. I can't wait. I'm going to have to tell Gene this. I got a text from actually Jeffrey Thedoff. Said,
Okay.
which is more likely? Gene Steve Harvey playing Gene Smith in a biopic or Gene Smith playing Steve Harvey in a biopic. I said, that's tremendous. It was good.
So I should have told this to him, but so I did student radio broadcasting when I was at Ohio State. My sophomore, junior, senior year.
I mean, Gene was your boss for a while. I mean, you worked in the facilities.
Technically,
at Ohio State
because we weren't a part of like the journalism program.
I'm talking about when you worked the concerts. And
when I was a janitor,
yes.
He was technically my boss.
Yeah.
And so, but when we were doing student radio, Meredith and I were janitors at the shop. We cleaned.
Facilities workers.
When they would, they had some sort of smart name for that and didn't keep it away from janitor. It wasn't quite custodian, but I think you're right. It was like facilities manager. Instead of calling it, hey, we got someone who puked on, Section 342, they'd call it an environmental. And you're like, God, I hope I'm not in that section. Carry on that awful sawdust. It was terrible. But when we were doing student radio, I just remember that me and my buddy who were like kind of heading up like the student radio department, we were funded by the athletics department. So every year you had to like propose and pitch like a budget. Like, what is it going to cost to go to these games and all these different kinds of things. And I remember that my buddy and I went into the athletics offices, and I don't know if it was at the Fawcett Center or where this was at, but it was Gene and Diana Sabo. It was like the most nervous I'd ever been in my entire life, like walking in there.
Before that, it was at St. John's, but you would have remembered if you went there.
It was somewhere near, I feel like, St. John.
Then maybe it was. It was in St. John's. Is where the athletic offices were for a long time.
Yeah, maybe it was. But I remember it wasn't in the Fawcett Center. And so we walk in there. And again, I mean, we're not asking for much. I think it was like $2,500 we're asking for. And like we were so nervous because we're like, that seems like a lot. Like we're
beer
broke,
and gas money.
We're broke college kids, man. Like we're not able to afford any of that. But the Ohio State Athletic Department can. So we go into this meeting, we pitch it, and they're just like, okay, yeah, let us look over this. And then they kind of like look at each other like, how much did you guys say? You're good. Like, whatever. Here's a check. Go.
There's only one comma in that?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, that's fine. And I'll never forget, too.
We should ask for more.
Yeah, that's exactly how we felt coming out of the meeting. And so we were going up one year to Michigan State. We were doing the Michigan State game. It was on the road. It was at East Lansing. I wasn't able to go for some reason. I don't remember why.
Forgot to wake up in time?
No, it wasn't that. Like, I had something to do. But my buddy who was
drunk the night before.
My buddy who was calling the game, who was also like a part of the student radio broadcast with me, he was going. My two roommates, Nick and Cole, knew that he was going. And they're like, hey, can we bum a ride with you, like up to East Lansing for
on the
game?
university dime?
Exactly. They didn't have to pay anything other. And I don't even know if they ended up going to the game. They may have just watched it at a bar somewhere.
We're your interns.
I'll never forget too. They went afterwards to like a drive-thru in like Taco Bell, and like Jeff used the magic card, the magic credit card, and this is like, that was the greatest thing. There was a free trip. We got to go there, got to stay at a hotel, got to eat for free. Like they were like the big dogs on campus.
Bought a couple cases of Natty Light with it.
Well, once the dollars hit the bank account, they don't know where it's going.
It's just a receipt from, random drive-through.
Yeah.
Hey, get some snacks for the road. Throw it in the petty cash beam. That's tremendous. Yeah. I mean, you got an athletic department. Then the budget was probably, I don't know, $170 million, $2,500. I mean,
that's nothing. That's a rounding error for them.
As long as the first number was always the same,
like a 7,800.
You probably should have pushed. Well, I mean, you probably could have pushed that first year. Like, it was 25 last year, probably to 29 that next year. And then be like, all right, now we're 29. Now we can maybe get to like 31, 32. Just like those small incremental bites at the apple.
It's the cost of inflation.
Absolutely. Gas is going up,
I really wanted to ask him, too, at the end of that. How would you give any wise words to Shark as he gets ready to enter his final year?
Yeah, what do we do? Hey, he said stay in shape, Shark. That was key. That was for being AD at Ohio State. Ross, big runner, works out a lot, does a lot of things, so that'll be perfect. I thought incredibly candid, though, by Gene.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Talking about how he handled some situations. I mean, I said any things you wish you would have changed, knowing what you know now. I mean, I was kind of looking at bigger picture stuff. He got right into 2011
Urban and Zach
Smith. And then he talked about, the mental health stuff. I thought that would have been maybe more of what he leaned into. But he had, kind of three things, which, you look at one's from like the end of the Tressel era, one's from the end of the Urban era, and then the last piece is early in Ryan's tenure and probably some of that during COVID and everything else with the mental health aspect, but incredibly candid by Gene.
It's great stuff. If you missed him, you can listen to the podcast or you can go watch our YouTube show, which is going to be posted like immediately after the show is. So again, if you missed that, or go to our Twitter account, it's all over the place. You can listen anyway that you do after the show. It's a Freaky Friday. Austin Ward, he usually joins us at 7:35. He joins us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, watch for an accident blocking westbound 161 at Little Turtle Way. An accident blocks your right 3 lanes. Traffic is stop and go as you approach. We're seeing delays southbound 71 between North Broadway and Hudson Street. Heavy traffic westbound US 33 at the West Outer Belt. I'm Allie Schley for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
This is Kelly Burris, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We run a lot of ads about our firm, but often we don't discuss the resources Cordell & Cordell has available for men facing divorce. We provide many webinars and town halls on YouTube that contain a wealth of information, including our Men's Divorce podcast. Visit cordellcordell.com/resources for the latest news and to download our guides.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Every shot, every goal, ESPN Bet has fans covered for the biggest moments on the road to the championship. The exclusive sportsbook of ESPN is the only place to find special offers and promotions from your favorite ESPN shows and personalities throughout the playoffs. New users can get a bet reset up to $1,000 in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Download ESPN Bet today. What a play. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
When it comes to getting a new roof, are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Whether residential or commercial, Schottenstein Roofing meets the needs of every customer. From roof installation and repair to siding and gutters, you name it, we do it. Call Schottenstein Roofing, 614-321-8888 to schedule your free inspection today. Go to schottensteinroofing.com.
Join us for Gambling Things, Fantasy Sports, Gambling Things, and most importantly, Gambling Things. Hollywood Casinos on the Money, Sunday morning at 9.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
The Fan.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here, and my friends at RCD RV are blazing a trail in the RV industry. RCD now has 5 stores in Ohio to serve you with the best brands, new and pre-owned RVs for every budget. Your summer vacation will be one to remember when you skip the smog and spend your nights under the stars. The beautiful night sky, making those memories with the whole family. They're going to cherish it forever. Visit them at any of their 3 locations in Central Ohio and 5 in the Buckeye State, or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank. N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Free is key during Craftsman Days at Lowe's. Right now, get 1 free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of a V20 drill or impact driver kit for $69. Don't miss your chance to save on the high-quality, high-performance tools you need during Craftsman Days. Because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/19. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Because comfort keeps us going. So grab your family, your friends, and your Wrangler layers. for some fresh air adventures together. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Heading to work? Keep listening to the guys at the office.
Stream the show at 971thefan.com or download the Fan app.
This is Morning Juice.
Here's Log here, Friday edition of the program. Brandon B, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. And not at this time every single Friday. It's usually an hour earlier. We get to check in with this nice lad.
A guy who considers himself the mayor of Laramie, Wyoming, who holds the shuffleboard record at the Ranger, and most impressive, the commissioner of the Central Ohio Two-Man Scramble League. Here's Austin Ward.
Austin is brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Hey, Ward Sports, as we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. You are currently in Texas. Are you en route to Pachuca?
No, this is not a pit stop on the way down there, Beamer. Down here to see the folks. So in New Braunfels, down the road from Green Hall, trying to hit up Schlitterbahn with Liberty and the Nieces this afternoon. If it'll stop raining down here, which is not usually a weather issue that we have had during our visits to Texas. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, Austin, you're down there in Texas. Where exactly are those places? No one knows.
We're in between San Antonio and Austin in the heart of the hill country. One of our favorite places in the entire world to visit. We were coming down here to see country shows at Green Hall and floating the Guadalupe River for years around Memorial Day. And my parents decided, let's just make this the retirement spot. So they've got instead of renting and staying at the Yellow House on the main drag there that is available for people, they have made it the permanent home base. And we've got I like to call it a one beer walk from their house down to Green Hall and to downtown Green. And it is, I've done that a couple times already this week.
That sounds terrific. By the way, if you were wondering if you wanted to get to the game tomorrow in time, it's only a 15-hour drive from Green Hall down to Pachuca.
I know. We've definitely cut it in half. I have had to drive down here before. It took about 17 hours from Columbus. So I'm over halfway, I guess.
That's a little rough there, Austin. You got a chance, you, Berm, myself, the Rooster Show on Monday, they'll sit down with Ryan Day. Kind of impressed. He's been doing a lot of media as of late. I think that's talking about his change and maybe his job role a little bit. Maybe some of your highlights as you and Berm badgered him with questions.
Well, I mean, you mean before I butted him up so that he could talk about how valuable you are for the program?
Oh, get out
That was
of here.
the first time I've ever seen you speechless.
Get out of here, man.
Okay. Anyway, well, I mean, it's all true and deserved, but that's aside from the point. I do think that, I brought this up a couple weeks ago after he was on the Morning Juice with you guys for a while and talking with Bo on Bishop and Friends after that. It is, whatever he says, anytime he says it is going to be significant. He is the head football coach at Ohio State, and even in normal circumstances, let alone the shifting landscape of college football right now, it's going to carry weight. But to me, it's just the willingness to do so, no matter what he actually says, that seems relevant to me, and a little bit of a change. He's always been very gracious in accommodating with the media. Sometimes we'll quibble over the amount of practices that are open or how long they're open. And that's just a normal, part of college football coverage anymore, and not a huge deal to many people in the grand scheme of things. But considering how important I think it is for Ohio State fans, as passionate as they always are, no matter what, if you're asking them to give and be part of NIL and support the program and help elevate the program, I think that there has to be a connection with the players and, more importantly, a connection with the coach. I think that as part of this transition, which I think he's uncomfortable even framing it in those terms, to the CEO style leadership and taking some hands off of the wheel, he's doing a lot more of that. And it's not just media appearances. It's also stuff like the Friday Night Lift next month. It's having practices in training camp like they did last August that, fans can attend, and their ticket purchase to that goes towards NIL funds and fundraising for the program. I think you'll see probably more opportunities like that down the road. So it's not just golf tournaments now; it's actual things that connect and put the fan base front and center with the coaching staff and with the players. And I think that is more important than ever. And Ryan Day deserves credit, I think, for adjusting some of his approach to capitalize on that.
He is Austin Ward with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. I saw that they had SEC meetings down in Sandestin, Florida. Austin, sounds great. I know that you would be a champion of the Big Ten having spring meetings somewhere out like Los Angeles or Oregon, maybe a little Seattle for you. I think it's something that the conference really needs to get a hold of since you love it that much.
They actually did have spring meetings. They were in Los Angeles, but the difference between the Big Ten and SEC, the SEC and everybody else, is that they don't turn those into media events. They don't. I remember when I was covering Tennessee, and it was like, it's May, got to go down to Destin because you might get 5 minutes to talk to the football coach and the athletic director. I'm like, why on earth would we do that? I don't understand. To stand in a hallway all afternoon and then try and get a couple of sound bites, like we could do that by just standing on the same hallway in Knoxville, or I don't know, being professionals and calling them on the phone. Bob and I have a little bit of back and forth about these meetings all the time, especially when it comes to media days. The SEC is a lot more active about turning those things that are not media events into media events. And I prefer that the Big Ten not have me go to Los Angeles in May, and I am fine not covering it.
So you personally don't want to go. That's the thing. I'm about promotion of the product, promotion of the brand. For the brand, Austin, you'd rather sit there and hang out in the aviary in Central Texas.
Well, I mean, everybody's got to have a chance to reset the batteries, don't they, Bob? It's a long football season.
Hey, they're right. Reset the batteries. You think Ryan's doing? Taking vacation? They've got like 8 OVs this weekend and like the same the next, the week after. They got 4 weeks of official visits and camp and everything else. There is no battery reset. You just recharge at night. You just plug in when you go to sleep.
You're right. I think it's the number is 10.
Even better.
Byrne was talking about, they're kicking it off with a bang, and you're right. June is not a month where Ohio State takes the foot off the accelerator. In fact, they're mashing it all the way down. They have what did Ryan Day say with us on Tuesday, Bob? I think like 90% of their official visits they want to use in June because it's just not possible for them to devote their attention to winning football games, hosting visitors in the fall on campus. They want people to see the horseshoe, of course, but in terms of getting to know the coaching staff, getting to be around the future teammates, they don't have the bandwidth to do that if it's bringing in a ton of official visitors for the weekend of the Michigan game. They are trying to win football games at that point. So they're doing that right off the bat there, as you mentioned, Bob. I think it's double digits. I think it's 10 for this upcoming weekend, including the best wide receiver in the country. So, Brian Hartline, Ryan Day, Chip Kelly diving right into that. And then you have, one-day recruiting camps and youth camps that start. The youth camps start on Monday, and the one-day sort of recruiting camps begin on Wednesday. There's 2 of those, and 4 total next week. So, I mean, you're right. For Ohio State, things start to pick up as May ends today, and stuff gets going here in June. It is a big month for the Buckeyes.
All right, buddy, before we get you out of here, I know you're going to be watching from Texas tomorrow evening. Pachuca, Crew, CONCACAF Champions Cup final. What does the final scoreboard read?
Ooh.
I believe that the visitors are going to continue this magical ride. It looks like the engine is going to be back on the field. The Crew have done a fantastic job winning 3 straight on the road without Cucho, but if they're going to lift a trophy, they need that man to be at his best. I think we're going to get a chance to see that again after this break. We'll see Columbus return home with a trophy and a 2-1 win.
Ooh, 2-1. Love it. Murph went 2-1 Pachuca, so I'd be more happy with
Come on, Murph.
He said he didn't want to jinx it because he's picked the Mexican teams all the way through.
And he was worried about his safety down there.
Well, yeah, he's actually going. Yeah.
I'm aware, so it's a good idea for him in the pregame festivities to to not put himself in harm's way. Kudos to him for that.
Buddy, always appreciate the time. Enjoy the French Water Park Schlitterbahn, all right?
French.
That's what it sounds like to me, Schlitterbahn, doesn't it to you?
Try German, buddy.
Yeah. See you, buddy. Have a great weekend.
Later.
There he goes. Austin Ward in the aviary with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Going to reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, watch for an accident blocking westbound 161 at Little Turtle Way. Your right lane blocked off there. Traffic stop and go as you approach. Westbound US 33 at the West Outer Belt. It's a slow go there. We're seeing delays eastbound US 33 at Northwest Parkway. I'm Alan Schley for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. I've been talking about High Bank whiskey for a while now, and I'm not alone. This just in. High Bank Distillery Co. is the most awarded distillery in America at the 2024 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. This is the largest spirits competition in the world, and High Bank is dominating. And we've got the best. It's right here in town. So the next time you're looking for a pour of the good stuff, stop by your local liquor store to grab a bottle, or stop into their 2 restaurant locations at Gahanna and Grandview. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
If you're about to get engaged or ready to walk down the aisle, your true love deserves a true jeweler, the Diamond Seller. As a true jeweler, we not only have designer collections to meet your bridal needs, but we also have talented in-house designers who can create something truly one of a kind. Visit the Diamond Seller today.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Valley Ford of Columbus. If you're looking for a great pre-owned vehicle, there is a massive selection of low-mileage trade-ins waiting for you at Valley Ford of Columbus. They're certified pre-owned Ford Blue Advantage cars, trucks, and SUVs at unbelievable prices. Get the better deal today at Valley Ford of Columbus.
What's up, sandwich heads? Today on Steve-O's Sandwich Reviews, we've got the tips and tricks to the best sandwich order. And it all starts with this little guy right here. The crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar. Every bite is better with Pepsi.
Celebrate 30 years of family fun at the Wilds. Book a cabin stay and a zipline adventure over animal pastures. This is family fun. This is the Wilds. Visit thewilds.org and make memories together.
Great coaching can make all the difference, especially when it comes to your money. At Right Pac Credit Union, our financial coaches are on your team. We'll help you create a winning game plan that's customized for your unique needs, so you can make the most of your hard-earned money and live the life you want to live. Best of all, Right Pac Credit Union serves all of Central Ohio, so getting in the game is easy. Let's win together. Stop by one of our Central Ohio member centers to get started today. Equal housing opportunity, insured by NCUA.
Attention weekend warriors. Fan Sports Saturday has moved to 10 a.m. Join Eric Reeser and Tyvis Powell as they dive into popular topics like the Buckeyes and Tyvis's liquid diet.
Saturdays from 10 to 1.
The Fan.
Roof leaks can mean expensive repairs unless you work fast. Legacy Roofing, the leader in Central Ohio commercial roofing, can repair, replace, and maintain your roof to avoid costly damage. At Legacy, we're famous for fast, reliable, safe, and permanent protection for your roof. Our technicians are skilled craftsmen trained by industry leaders like Carlisle, Versico, and Elevate to create lasting roofing systems to protect your investment. Call Legacy Roofing Services today, 800-880-ROOF, 800-880-ROOF. Legacy Roofing Services.
Mega Millions! The Ohio Lottery Mega Millions jackpot is up to $522 million, so I'm shouting it from my rooftop. Go play Mega Millions today! Then help me get down. And while you're at it, pick up some of the newest scratch-offs, too. The Ohio Lottery pays out over $4.5 million in scratch-off winnings each day. Visit your favorite retailer and join the fun. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Something amazing is happening here. AI is increasing workloads on CPUs and GPUs. But this company's laptops are more than keeping pace. That's because CDW worked with them to future-proof their laptop fleet by configuring them with devices enabled with AMD Ryzen AI. Improve performance and free up resources with AMD Ryzen and CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/AMD client.
I need directions for paying down debt.
Starting route. Apply for a SoFi personal loan and consolidate your debt into one fixed payment. Turn right into a positive outlook and get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign with no fees required.
Got it. You could get out of high-interest credit card debt with a SoFi personal loan. View your rate at SoFi.com/debt in 60 seconds with no impact to your credit score. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/debt. NMLS 696891.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're going to be tracking a lot of sunshine out there today. Should be a beautiful start to your Friday. Heading into the afternoon, we're going 76 for the high. It's warmer and more humid on your Saturday. Most of the day will be dry with a high of 80 tomorrow. And then heading into Saturday night, we'll have scattered showers, lows dipping down to the mid-50s. That's a look at your latest weather report on 97.1 The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Keep on swiping that card, baby. Keep on swiping that card. Charge it to winning. This is Morning Juice.
Wrapping things up here, Friday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark, and we here on The Juice are brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Uncle Bo and the boys going to be up after we're done, be on till noon. Timmy May going to join him coming up here at 10:33 as he usually does on a Friday. They're also going to talk about Lincoln Riley. Did you hear the story about Lincoln Riley, Bob?
I don't know.
I was reading this on 3. Labor Day weekend usually brings out some of the best non-conference college football games, having some standalone games on a Sunday and Monday. We got kickoff times for some Buckeye games yesterday, too. 3:30 game to start the year against Akron. That Western Michigan game is going to be a 7:30 kickoff. So that's going to be your big time.
I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
The Broncos, Shark, how juiced are you?
It's going to be great. Last time they came in here, it was, God, it's going to suck. Last time they came in here, it was PJ Fleck, right? Horseshoe, Broncos foot. Horseshoe, Broncos foot. I just remember him like charging out of the tunnel. Anyways, however, a report that people on the Trojans side of things have been attempting to get out of the game. They play LSU. They play Louisiana State University.
How are you getting out of that game? LSU plays UCLA and USC.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how are they getting the double LA banger?
Per a report, USC tried for nearly 2 years to find a way out of a contract to play LSU in Vegas because Trojans head coach Lincoln Riley didn't want the game.
Oh, because he knows they're going to get smoked. Lincoln Riley is a baby, man.
I liked him when he first came on the scene at Oklahoma. He had that, like, what do they call Ryan in The Office? Wonder Kid, right?
Yeah.
He kind of had that feeling. Then he's kind of turned full heel a little bit.
Well, he went to USC. He told everybody he wasn't going to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't. He was actually going to USC the whole time while he was at Oklahoma.
He wasn't lying.
He wasn't lying, but he stated it as a matter of where, like, he was going to be staying there, which was not exactly sincere. And listen, he's entitled to his privacy and to do whatever he wants in employment. I get that. But I was surprised. He is classic offensive head coach visor guy. He checks the visor guy box. I wear a visor because my brain's so big.
Defensive visor guy, totally different.
Yeah.
You look at Kirby defensive
smart.
guy. Look at Eli Drinkwitz, right?
Yeah, visor guy.
Defensive guy, visor guy. Different.
Most head coaches that are offensive visor guy, very kind of arrogant.
Lane Kiffin, offensive visor guy.
I don't use the term soft, but they overestimate what they are.
Spurrier,
visor guy.
Spurrier.
But if you go look around, there's a lot of visor guys out there.
God, that's a great point.
Offensive visor guy.
Matt Nagy, offensive visor guy.
Yeah, it's dicey. So, and it's okay if you're offensive coordinator visor guy. Matt Nagy, offensive coordinator visor guy. Good. Head coach, offensive visor guy. Bad.
God, someone needs to do a deep analytical dive.
I started looking around one time, and Kirby Smart was the one outlier, but I go, he's a defensive guy. So that's what I got in the defensive visor guy situation was different than offensive visor guy. Because offensive visor guy, he does it because his brain's so big that he needs room for it to breathe.
That's so true. I don't know if I've ever not put something together before.
Just look
and
at
then when it is said out loud has never made more sense.
Just as you watch, folks, this year during college football, just take a look and kind of do your own anecdotal research as you watch it and just track it. Visor guy,
Have we
offensive
ever
guy.
had a visor guy? I don't think.
No.
Yeah.
They're not hired. He's too good to be a visor guy. Nobody's visor guy here. That's not what it's about.
Frabe's visor guy. He's defense though.
But he's a defensive guy. Because defensive visor guy will turn it around and hop in the drill with you.
Let me ask you.
Like Frabe's is doing up there in Berea right now.
Let me ask you. Well, by the way, it looked so strange yesterday when I saw videos of him just running around up there.
Give me a jersey. Some pads and a helmet.
What is the point of a visor?
Well, the visor
I don't
is like the hat, but that's because your brain's so big, Beam, it needs to grow. You can't confine it. So you're getting headaches. Offensive visor guy.
Is that the real reason? Because you get headaches wearing a hat?
I don't know.
You want to show off the mop?
I would maybe show off the mop. You got a full head of hair. I get it. I'll wear a visor when I play golf.
Oh, no, you don't.
Occasionally.
Oh, that's psychotic.
Why?
Visor golf course guy is worse than offensive big brain visor guy.
Well, it gives me a chance to let the hair flow a little bit. Maybe not quite as sweaty. I got to at least look good when I'm out there, Beam. So the visor allowed, my hair lightens up a lot in the summer. I like to get some sun, not so much on my face. I don't really wear, I used to always have one I had tagged in my bag and I lost it. So that was 3 years ago. I haven't worn a visor. Now I just wear sunglasses.
How does that make any difference? Go from the hat to wearing sunglasses?
I just wear sunglasses, no hat.
All right. I like a sunglass on the golf course.
Inside.
Anytime I'm outside, I need my sunglasses. Yeah. I more so like wearing the sunglasses inside.
At night?
Yeah.
It's good.
For sure. Make sure nobody sees my eyeballs. I didn't tell you the last time I put a visor on. Shark, do you own a visor? You're not much of a hat guy. You let that silver hair fly.
I do own visors, and I used to wear them on the golf course pretty regularly. I haven't probably in 10 years, though.
What's the benefit? I'm having a hard time understanding the benefit of a visor.
Guys on the PGA Tour used to wear them.
Oh, VJ visor guy.
Yeah, definitely. Most of them now, not most of them, all of them wear hats because they've all got sponsors.
I'm trying to think of other famous visor guys on the PGA Tour. Did Retief? Retief never wore a visor, did he? No. Marco Mira visor guy?
Yeah.
I feel like he was.
That's John Daly.
Was he visor?
He was visor, definitely. Because you want to show off that hair.
I guess when you have a mop like that, though, you do want to.
I think if you're bald, you wouldn't wear a visor.
It's so weird because Matt Nagy did. Yeah.
Why
I feel like you'd get sunburned.
Yeah.
I don't know. Be you, Matt Nagy. Never forget that. Today's fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. At roughly midnight tomorrow, who will hoist the CONCACAF Champions Cup?
I saw this on Instagram, so you know it's right. Fact, players who wear tour visors spend 50% more time on fairways than regular hats. So you know it's true.
Yeah. Who's going to win, Crew or Pachuca?
I hope it's the Crew.
I have no reason why that they wouldn't be able to accomplish it. They did it.
They're down in Mexico.
They did it twice in Monterey. Let's go into Pachuca and do that. I'll say 2-1. I'll be on the same thought with Austin. If it goes to 120 minutes, I will. If it goes to extra time, I'll favor Pachuca just because of the altitude. But if they get it done in 90 minutes.
They've got those beds, the mile-high beds, remember?
Yeah, Shark's super excited about that.
He is.
Bob, I had so much fun with you this week. What do you say we reconvene on a Monday if they allow us? You good with that?
I am. Shark, that's training for the Mile High Club for you. I like it.
That's right. Even do it when you sleep. Everybody have a great weekend. Uncle Bo and the boys are up next. We are back live on Monday to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
This morning, expect delays as you make your way westbound 161 at Little Turtle Way. An accident blocking your right lane. Traffic is stop and go as you approach. We're seeing heavy traffic westbound US 33 at the West Outer Belt, eastbound US 33 at Northwest Parkway. Construction as you down to one lane there. I'm Alan Schley for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Is a Fan Action Update.
This Action Update's brought to you by Tipico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. The Dallas Mavericks are going to the NBA Finals after opening the season at 25-1 to win it all. They're the 8th team in the last 40 years to enter a Finals with 25-1 odds or longer entering the year. The other 7 were combined 1-6 in the NBA Finals, with the 2015 Warriors the only ones to win it. For your Tipico Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
There's a little slice of heaven in a country road's escape. Pure perfection in the form of uncrowded nature. Over 1.5 million acres of parks and public lands. From mountain biking to stargazing, churning white water to quiet trout streams far off the grid. Almost Heaven is down to earth in West Virginia. Plan your getaway now at wvtourism.com.
Okay, I'm ready to record my jewelry store's new radio spot. I got a great script that really goes after Diamonds Direct and how they're nothing special and how we can match their price. Great stuff.
Oh, great. We have this new technology that bleeps out any false claims, so it saves us time with editing. So you can start anytime.
Okay, here goes. When you visit our jewelry store, we'll guarantee direct. Our diamonds come straight. We have cutters. And, hey, what the?
The hard truth is that other jewelry stores simply can't do what Diamonds Direct can. Diamonds Direct has special relationship with De Beers, international connections, and virtually unlimited buying power. The result is true direct importer pricing, exceptional quality, and up to 30 times the diamond selection you find at other stores.
I can't believe this thing won't let me say.
Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Get more truth at diamondsdirect.com.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy happiness. But money did buy your boat, where you find peace fishing, unlike at home with 3 teenage daughters. Because fish never argue about who stole whose crop top, or get mad the other fish used up all the hot water. No, they just swim around, never embarrassed to be seen with you in public. So save money by bundling your boat or RV insurance with home or auto from Progressive. And buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.